right, let's get into
want a
it.
pair. I want
Jetpack
to
spring
know
shoes,
what
that's
happened
what
to
they
the moon shoes. I never got a pair.
Moon shoes?
Yeah, the ones that were like Nickelodeon. You know,
Yeah.
I never had a pair. And I'm still
Neither
a little.
did I.
I'm
was
still
poor.
a little butthurt about it. I
was poor as a child, so we didn't.
I
Have...
know. I didn't have any moon shoes either. So
Well, remember Everlast shoes? Those
Do
were
they
my
still
shoes.
sell them?
Yeah, no, you
Oh
bought
wait, those were like
Those were like the ones you bought at the dollar
coolest
store.
pair of shoes I ever had was the LA Gear ones that lit up.
Yeah, I didn't have none of those.
My
fancy
dad
fuckers.
bought them. My dad bought them for me when I was like 10.
Remember the Fisher
It was the
Price
coolest
skates?
pair of shoes I ever had.
They don't do light up shoes anymore. You see them every once in a while. But
Yeah, every once in a while they're always
kids
like
don't
little
think they're
kids.
cool anymore.
Yeah, it's always like little kids.
Dude, if
Yeah.
I got an adult pair, I'd be like fucking Officer Dangle.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I got new shoes that lit up, I'd be showing them to everybody. I'd be like, look.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'd be stomping everywhere I go. You guys think I'm stomping now?
I'd be like, look, they make me jump higher and run faster.
I'd be like one guy like, you see how fast I can run? Ah, fuck!
Can you imagine being a guy trying to that had light up shoes running from the cops? Like, you're not getting away.
Especially if they lit up like blue and red.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you're not getting
you're
away.
standing somewhere, but you're like fidgety. So
Yeah, or like you're trying to hold as still as possible because you don't want them to light up.
We need to make that a officer's uniform must. They have to wear light up blue and red
Yes.
suits when they're chasing people.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That's fucking awesome.
Or like their hats
We
should
need
have
to send in a bill to make it a law.
lights on it and a little siren.
You guys.
And it sounds exactly like the girl from what is that? Kung Pao.
You got
You need to send in a bill to make it a law.
I don't think we
I mean,
have that
it doesn't-
power, but
Yeah, I don't think-
we can send
Yeah.
something to like our
We can make it a
representative.
suggestion.
Yeah, we
you know?
can send it to like the representative.
Yeah,
No,
not all
we
the
can
cops
make
have
a
tried to-
bill,
have
send
thought
it
about
to
this too.
Oh, I'm
the
sure.
committees. I learned about it in history. You can make a
Imagine
bill,
just seeing
send
a
it
bunch
into the
of cops with
committees.
light-up
If they
shoes
like
chasing
the
people.
idea,
They aren't going to care
they'll
about your
pass it to the
idea.
Senate
They're going
and
to
the
look at it and be
House
like,
everything.
trash.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a really good idea. They're
They're
special. That's a very good idea.
It's very
Thank
much
you
you
for
get a
your
good
idea."
laugh.
And then they're gonna like throw it away. as
Send
we
them a
walk
blue
out the
ribbon
door.
in the mail.
Yeah. Have a very special day.
Vote for Biden.
Very special boy.
Don't forget to vote.
Yay.
Okay.
That very special person would have it like encased in glass and like hanging on their wall. Like, look what I got from the government.
They like my idea.
They like my ideas.
It hasn't come to fruition yet, but they liked it.
All right.
They liked it.
Now that we're 3 minutes in.
We're 3
Oh,
minutes in.
shit.
welcome.
We're
Yeah.
Hold on.
I hit it like
We
3
got-
minutes ago.
Hang on, we got a double feature, and we went into this off topic.
Yeah.
Well, we're skipping this character profile this week, or the creator profile.
Yeah, we
Still
bought
went
3
into
minutes.
it off topic.
We bought 3 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, we
Oh,
bought 3
okay.
minutes. Usually the creator profile takes longer than anything.
It does.
Mhm.
It takes so long.
It does.
That's because you always have me read it. I'm a slow reader.
Yeah. Yeah, you are slow. Anyway, we are the Bonsai Movie Crew. It's a bit of a special week this week. No, we're not talking about Madison.
special. Have a very special
Very
day.
special day.
Karen, you're supposed to be on my side.
No, I was going back to the joke earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not
Very
never
special
you,
person.
Madison.
Yeah, never
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
Anyway,
Hardest with you always.
don't forget to check out our socials and our YouTubes and all that stuff down there.
Somewhere.
You can see it. I'm sure
It's
you
magic.
can. It's magic.
It floats.
Um,
Oh, it's magic.
Don't forget to check that stuff out. And let's just jump right. We're going to skip creator profile this week because we're doing a double feature.
Woo!
We'll get there. But first,
What the hell have you been watching?
Eric, what have you been watching, man?
Just watch Scrubs. Yeah, that's about all I watched this week. This week was just Scrubs, whatever I could.
Scrubs?
Yeah, I haven't watched very much this week at all.
Madison, what have you been watching?
The Walking Dead.
Is that it?
I also watched Daddy's Home 1 and 2. And
Those are decent.
They're okay.
Yeah,
I
they
thought-
have like
I watched
They
them
have
with
some charm.
Ada.
Yeah.
I watched them with Ada because I remembered that they existed over the weekend, and I was like, huh.
the second one. The best part is the thermostat part. That is.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is hilarious.
It is
That
because
part
it's
is
true.
funny.
Yeah,
You're not allowed
very
to touch
true.
the thermostat.
You
Yeah.
let her touch the
You
thermostat
don't
in your
fuck with
house?
the thermostat.
Yeah, you don't touch the thermostat.
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah, it's
It is a
them. I flip
cardinal
out.
sin.
I'm the only one that touches the thermostat.
You will get fucked up.
Somebody else touches. Like, who the fuck changed the thermostat?
Me and Jeremiah will, but he really doesn't touch it. Like he usually will ask, like, should we? You know,
Should we?
Should we?
or like I'll tell him, like, hey, why don't you do this? And he'll be like, well, should we? I'm like, okay, well, I have the app, so I'll just do.
Should we?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, Karen, what'd you watch?
Everything I watched was yesterday because I was out of town all weekend. I watched Spirit Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, you did?
Yeah, wasn't good.
I couldn't imagine so.
Yeah, wasn't good.
Did it all take place in their store?
No, it was trying really hard to be like, sort of like Hocus Pocus and Casper and like that kid's
family movie.
Adventurous, kind of
Fuck
family
outta here.
friendly. Kind of try to capture that.
Like, 10
kind
minutes
of-
in, I
But it
just-
didn't work.
I mean, maybe if I was a kid, maybe I'd like it, and
But
grew up
to
with
make
it.
that'd
but-
be like Walmart making a movie.
I know,
You know?
I know. Well, I mean, like, and I don't
Could you
know.
imagine Walmart making a movie?
Right.
No.
That'd be
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Well, and again, if
Grotesque.
I was a kid and I watched it and I grew up with it, maybe I'd feel differently. But again, like you said, it's hokey. Like the whole premise is kind of hokey. If they had a different
You mean the
premise to work
actual
with, maybe I'd
store
feel
made the
differently.
movie?
Yeah, it's called Spirit Halloween, and it's made by the people who own the stores.
Yeah,
Why?
Christopher Lloyd was in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I bet that set them back a couple $100.
I watched Dante's Hotel, that one that you sent us.
Okay, yeah. Was that any good?
It could have been.
It could have been.
It could have been.
Yeah.
It had some. It was like it had that made for TV
Mm.
like vibe, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad, right? And it had really, really good practical effects. The practical effects in that movie were amazing. The gore was amazing. Anytime they switched to CGI, it looked like shit. The story was pretty good, and then it just kind of fell apart at some point.
Right.
So it could have been good. And Kill List, I started that, but I didn't finish it. That's it.
I haven't watched much either. I watched the newest episodes of Chucky. I think there's 3 episodes out. That show is really gory for what it is. Like, Chucky was never all that gory before, you know what I mean? Like, he stabbed people, he killed
A
people.
lot of kills happened off screen.
But, like, it is
in the movies.
extremely bloody. You see guts. I mean...
And he was a strangled. He was a strangler.
yeah, but more than anything, he stabbed people with a knife.
Mm.
Yeah.
But, like-
a doll, he was more of a stabber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of a stabber than a strangler.
He would strangle if he could.
Yeah, if he didn't have little tiny hands.
But like
I know, he used
if you get behind
string,
him,
yeah.
he would strangle.
But we watched that. I've been watching Gen V, which is that boys spinoff show, and that show's just getting crazier and crazier. It's pretty fun. It's a good show. Also finished up The Fall of the House of Usher. I binge watched the entire rest of the season in one day. So
I gotta start that. But I have not.
that's a really good show.
I've been hearing great things, and
I wouldn't say it's as good as Midnight Mass, but there's stark differences between the two.
Sure.
So depends on what you're looking for.
What about the other one? Because to me, like you got great respect for Midnight Mass, and I don't disagree with you. It's really good, but I really really loved The Haunting of Hill House.
I've never
That to
seen
me-
The Haunting
that
of
to me
Hill
is like
House.
the pinnacle.
See, I didn't watch that one or The Haunting of Bly Manor. I didn't watch either of those.
Bly Manor wasn't as good, nearly,
but
not even close.
Midnight Mass is good. But it's good in its own way. It's got its own. I got a separate respect for
Yeah.
that. Whereas for this, The Fall of the House of Usher, every episode is named after a different story by Edgar Allan Poe, and I love it because I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love all of his fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
One of one of my all-time favorite stories of all time is The Telltale Heart.
Oh yeah.
And so like every episode like The Pit and the Pendulum, The Raven, all these, or every episode's named after a different story. And they
Like
all
the one, I can't remember the title of it, but the one where he gets walled up. the hell is that one called?
Walled Up.
He gets bricked into a wall.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. The owner, the original owner. I don't remember that. That's
Oh.
the.
Fuck, I know.
That is the last episode, I believe.
Is it?
That's the Raven. But it might
Are you
not
talking
be.
about something
I don't know
not
though.
English freshman year.
I don't remember.
That's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, I know that. I don't remember the name of that one because I know the last one's the name of the last episode is the Raven. But anyway, so like the death scenes in it and shit. They're just like
The
pit.
cask of Amontillado.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was pretty sure it was Amontillado, but
I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right. That might be the second to last episode. Another one of my favorite stories by him is The Pit and the Pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
And the death scene in that episode was fucking amazing. I think that was the second to last episode or the third to last. I don't remember. I think it was the second to last episode, actually. I don't remember. I can't remember exactly. I just watched it. But yeah, so I would highly recommend watching that show. I'm still I need to get back to the Righteous Gemstones and all that, but I haven't watched any of that yet this week. So I mostly concentrated on that. And we didn't really watch any movies. I don't think. No, we didn't watch any movies this week. So that's all I watched, though. But yeah, I highly recommend the Fall of the House of Usher. That's a good show. That's definitely. I've seen 3 out of 5 of his properties. So there's The Haunting of Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill's House, which is the first one. Midnight Mass. I guess you could call it. I've seen Gerald's Game, which is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
But of the 5 properties that I know of, I've only seen 3 of them.
He did that second Ouija movie that I told you about.
I'm talking about like on Netflix.
Yeah,
His
no,
Netflix stuff.
it is on Netflix.
I'm saying like the
Yeah, he
Netflix
did 4
series.
Netflix, yeah.
Though he's done 5 now because he did the Midnight Club, which I did not like.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't care for it. I liked the idea of different stories and stuff, but it was like, Are You Afraid of the Dark for tweens, I guess. I don't fucking know. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the show. I thought Heather Langenkamp was a fucking waste. Like they could have utilized her so much more. I was really hoping to see her in this series, but she wasn't in it. Because I feel like he's one of them guys that like when he pulls you into his group, you're part of his group.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of the kids from Midnight Mass or the Midnight Club or whatever was in this show too. The Irish girl, I think she's Irish or Scottish, the one who's in a wheelchair, she's in the show as like the lead usher. I don't remember his name. God damn it, what is his name? Starts with an R, I think.
The guy who played him, or
his
British
character.
guy?
It's his wife. She plays his wife,
Oh, okay.
much younger than him. Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And then the 2 kids. Yeah, there's a bunch of people in it though, but. Anyway, yeah, I would suggest I would check it out if I were you.
Yeah, the guy that was originally supposed to play Usher, like, got booted.
The guy who plays Roderick is his name.
Yeah.
Roderick Usher is played by the guy from Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
Gerald from Gerald's
The
Game.
original guy that was supposed to play him got booted.
For what?
Sexual allegations.
Really? I
Like,
liked the
on
guy.
set though. Like he was being handsy. On set.
Really?
Mhm.
Because the guy who played him, I thought did a great job. I loved him.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's another guy.
Yeah, it was weird that he wouldn't even be the first choice anyway.
I thought so too.
Because he
I
did a
thought so,
great
too.
job. He was awesome.
Yeah, Jeremiah told me about it. I looked it up. Yeah, his son.
Because like he's explaining
guy.
his business and how because he owns his medical, like he makes medicine and shit. And he's explaining it, and the way he explains it, it sounds very professional. Like he knows what he's talking about when he's doing it. So, but yeah, that's weird that wasn't their first choice.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was weird, but yeah, it was a different guy originally.
I wonder who it was.
I looked it up, and he was the thing that I can remember him from is because I just watched it not too long ago. Was Brain Scan? He played the detective in Brain Scan. But
Brain Scan.
mm-hmm.
I think I've ever heard of that.
I've never
Edward
heard of that.
Furlong movie.
Edward Furlong movie.
Mm-hmm. Back in like the 90s. I just watched it a little while ago. That's why.
Oh wait, is that movie where It's like kind of a body horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is he like the main antagonist
No, he was the detective.
in Brain Scan?
Mm-mm.
I'm just Pete and I like jugs. I'm mentally ill and I'm on drugs.
What?
That's not
What?
stuck in my head.
Frank Langella?
Yeah, that's him.
He's like an actor from like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. That's why I was kind of like taken aback by it a little bit because I've seen him in a lot of different things.
He's been on kinds of shit.
Yeah.
He's like old though. Like,
Yeah. Elderly fellow.
yeah, he's very old. Much older than the guy that they had playing him. Anyway, yeah, that's all I watched. Let's get moving forward here. Let's go ahead and get into our movie, I guess. Wow, this is really fast. Moving along here.
Let's talk about the movie.
This week we watched Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2 because we decided to go fucking balls to the wall on this one.
We did.
Well, I did. They didn't really have much of a decision. I just did it. So, hey, we're doing a double feature. I didn't hear no complaints, though.
No.
What are we
So
supposed to
buckle
do?
in.
No, Joseph, we don't want to watch your stupid movies.
I woke up this morning with no problem whatsoever. I actually got up easier than I did usually.
So we were up late watching it because
Okay.
she got off of work late, and so
That
we had
sucks.
to. So we didn't get to bed till like
the second one's like
midnight.
over 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 18 minutes.
We watched the first
Joseph
one
found a
Sunday.
loophole to watch the second in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to watch the first one before the second one, so we watched both. He found a loophole.
Kinda. I mean, I would have rather have just done Terrifier 2, but I figured, fuck it. You know, it's the end of the season, so why not just go ahead and do both of them and have fun with it? I guess.
Yeah.
It just sucks because like the second one's so much longer, and it's a lot of movie to watch.
What would you have done if one of us
Was.
chose the Terrifier?
Then I would have picked something else.
Just the first one, though.
Then I would have picked something else, and we would have thrown Terrifier 2 in the box.
Oh.
Fuck
He
it.
wanted-
Anyway, who wants to read Terrifier, the first one? Yeah. I'll read the second one. Yeah, I take it you got trivia for both?
Yeah, I have both.
Okay.
And it's really not that terrible for both
I got
movies,
the time
honestly.
studies.
That's good.
Give a pat on the head.
So do we want
Good
to
there,
talk
Bill.
about the movies as we go?
These aren't very long. We can run right through these and then talk about them.
Okay.
I'm on drugs. Thank you. Would you like me to start now, Father?
Yeah, well, no. Let's
Oh.
go around and see if we could recommend first and all
Okay,
that
go
stuff.
ahead.
Eric, would you watch it again and recommend?
For the first one.
For the first one,
Yeah.
I would recommend, but I probably wouldn't watch again.
You wouldn't watch
Pansy?
it again?
No, is what?
Nothing.
What'd you
Love
say?
you.
That is.
It was kind of it gave him
What are you talking
flashbacks
about?
to Crypt Keeper and running away like, oh my
No,
god!
yeah, it wouldn't
No,
have
that's-
nothing to
that's
do
where-
with like
this is-
scariness. for
Yeah,
me.
it's gross. He's
it's not
probably
really
grossed out by it.
Grossed me out. It,
No.
it was just other things I just wasn't.
You're like, nope.
Madison,
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot
You
of
would-
things.
you would
that
rewatch
happened
and
where I
recommend?
just
Yeah, yeah.
was like,
okay, Karen.
Yes and yes.
Same here. I'd watch again and recommend, but I wouldn't watch it. Just be like, I feel like watching Terrifier. I think it's one of the movies that you could definitely throw on in the background for fun, like at a Halloween party.
This is
or
my second time watching it. I probably
Yeah, this
would
is my
not
second
have
time.
watched it if it wasn't your pick.
Right.
But I definitely would have watched it again.
Yeah, I didn't hate watching it again. So like,
No,
it
I
was
didn't
one of
hate
them things
watching
where
it.
I was like, I've seen it before.
It's strange how much you don't remember. Like you start it, you're thinking like, oh yeah, I've seen this movie, and then you start it, and you're like, huh, oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
forgot about that. Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about all the
Yeah.
shit you put all over the bathroom there.
Like I remembered certain things,
Yeah.
obviously, but certain things obviously didn't stick. So
Like that splitting headache he gave her.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's
I
pretty good.
didn't
recommend.
remember my favorite thing about this, which was weird. Anyway.
Okay. So from here we're gonna get into really, really heavy. Stop doing shit with the pencil. Don't
Sorry.
give me the pencil. Give me the pencil.
You
Yeah,
got
just don't touch it. Anyway,
Fuck with my shit.
light touching. Only touch to read.
God damn it! What'd you do?
Fucked it up, Joseph.
God damn it! Can't have nothing nice.
You're banned away from electronics.
I was just curious.
Well, stop being curious. All right.
I
Anyway,
was told that
we're
by
gonna
my
get into the
childhood,
movie,
too.
and
I'm gonna call you Whiskers.
it's gonna be heavy spoilers. And like I said,
That's why they called
if you haven't seen the movie, it's only like what, an hour and a
Right.
half, something like the hour and 40
The
minutes.
first one?
Curiosity killed the
It's like
cat.
an hour and
My
40.
knowledge brought it
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's extremely violent, extremely graphic. It's not for
back.
kids
So,
or your mommy or your grandma. I wouldn't suggest them watch it.
1 hour and 22. I thought.
Unless they
I was
watch
like
it on their own
87
without your
minutes or
recommendation.
something like that.
Anyway, Madison, go ahead and start reading.
Don't fuck with the pen.
I'm not messing with the pen. A man is watching a small TV where Monica Brown, a talk show host, interviews a severely disfigured woman who is the sole survivor of a massacre that took place the previous Halloween. Brown mentions that the body of the killer, known only as Art the Clown, disappeared from the morgue, suggesting that he is still alive. However, the disfigured woman insists that she saw him die. The man furiously kicks the TV, shattering the glass, and fills a garbage bag with bladed objects. After the interview, Monica talks to her boyfriend on the phone and makes disparaging remarks about the interviewee because of her appearance.
Kerpuence.
Can't help it. After she hangs up, the disfigured woman who'd been eavesdropping on her attacks Monica, gouges out her eyes, seemingly killing her, and laughs maniacally. Maniacally. Thank you. On Halloween night
Can I
2000.
Thank you, Karen.
On Halloween night 2017, two friends, Tara and Dawn, leave a Halloween party and drunkenly wander back to Dawn's car, where they notice a strange man in a clown costume. The man, Art the Clown, follows them into a nearby pizzeria.
I don't care how drunk I am. I'm not talking to that guy.
Oh shit.
For real.
That girl just went over and straight sat on his lap, though. Like,
But I'm talking at like the very beginning. Like she's so drunk and she starts like, "Hey, I don't care how drunk I am. I'm
Especially
not
if he's
talking to some
standing
weird
there
fucking
just
guy in
staring.
the middle of the night, in the middle of the street." Yeah. No thanks.
I know,
Yeah,
I put
no.
down, I said that Blondie is so annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but what happens to her later is pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not saying she deserved it necessarily, but
But it was quite entertaining.
ouch.
I'd say it was a
yeah.
splitting performance. Sorry, it wasn't a very
You
good
looked that one
joke.
up, Dad?
No, I didn't. I just made that up just now.
Right off
He
the
read-
cuff.
He reads too many of them. They're getting lodged into his brain. He can't help it.
Something happens when you become a father. Those jokes just
They just come in.
Especially whenever you have teenagers.
It's like our special power.
Mm.
Like
It
a
is.
dad power.
Dad jokes.
Anyways, after a short time, the restaurant owner roughly escorts Art from the premises for smearing his own feces all over the bathroom walls. The girls discover that one of Dawn's car tires has been slashed, and Tara calls her sister Vicky to come pick them up. While waiting, Tara asks a pet control worker, Mike, if she can enter the derelict apartment building he's working in to use the restroom. Once inside, Tara encounters a deluded woman, credited as Cat Person, okay, who believes the doll she carries is her infant child. Art returns to the pizzeria where he kills and mutilates the two workers before abducting Dom. Tara soon encounters Art inside the apartment building. He pursues her through the indoor mechanic's garage and stabs her with a scalpel. She tries to alert Mike, but Art drugs her. Tara awakens bound to a chair, and Art reveals Dawn. Suspended upside down from the ceiling, he forces Tara to watch as he saws Dawn in half with a hacksaw.
Oh, yeah.
Bone saw, I thought.
No, it was
It was
a
a
It was a
hacksaw.
hacksaw.
Yeah, it was definitely not a bone saw. He's
Oh,
not
wait,
going to
a
make it
bone
easier
saw
on her.
Yeah. Bone saw would make it a lot easier on Dawn than a hacksaw.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Hacksaw would just tear.
That's like the highlight part of the movie right there is watching her get cut in half.
That had to have hurt.
Well, it didn't really hurt her in real life.
I
but-
mean, at some point in time, she just went to shock, but
I would say after the first few
that kind
of these, that's it.
I don't think that you're going to go into shock that quickly. She felt a lot. Ouch.
At least, I mean, you would be into shock as soon as it got to that point. No.
Yeah, probably
By the time-
about there.
Yeah, by that
about
point,
belly button.
You'd be out cold. You wouldn't be moving no more. You'd be out cold, and then
That's still a
eventually
long
die.
ways, guys.
That's still a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, he made it go through pretty quick. But
So he cut pretty fast.
And not fast enough.
Not with the bone saw.
I don't think anybody wants to go out that way, man. Like, god damn.
Still better than in the girl. in the
It's
second
different.
movie.
I think it's different whenever, like, I think it would have hit differently if she was fully dressed. I don't think you would have.
It's still better than the girl in the second movie, though. I'd take Dawn's death any day over the girl in the second movie, Allie.
Yeah, I agree. And Bleach. We'll get there.
she'd been.
We'll go there. We'll go there when we get there.
Tara escapes, but Art draws a handgun and shoots her to death. The cat. Wow. Okay. The cat lady witnesses this and begs Mike to call the police. Mike dismisses her as insane for whatever reason, but Art soon knocks him unconscious with a hammer. The cat lady discovers Art cradling her
woke up.
doll in a plea for her return. In a plea for the return of her child.
I will say that, like, the homeless lady, I told Madison this last night. Her hair was like really nice, and she had really nice eyebrows for a homeless lady,
Right.
and she had really nice teeth also. Like, she did not look homeless to me. She looked like some lady from, like, I don't know, like someone's mom just kind of went off her rocker for a day or two.
I don't know. I mean, like, if it's, I don't know, like, I knew some homeless people in New York that there were people that helped take care of them. Like, they wouldn't let them live with them because they had, problems, but they'd let them come and take showers. They'd let them, brush their teeth and
I feel like no one's
things like
helping
that.
her, though.
I'm just saying, like, it's something.
Right.
Right. So they're also doing her eyebrows for her too.
They might be.
Weird.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there was people out there that really, like, legit
Yeah.
wanted to help. So they'd let, certain people that they were friends with homeless wise and, you can't stay here because I can't trust you like that, but you can certainly come in, take a shower, things like that.
And I brought that up to her yesterday. I said, I'm tired of these movies and shows where, like, they're supposed to be like she said, like The Walking Dead. She's like, everybody in that show has really nice teeth. I'm like, and that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I think we talk about this in every movie.
Yeah, because, like, there's just, like,
because it's always something that bugs, because like, I agree, because, like, that's always the first thing I notice is teeth.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm ridiculous about my teeth, and, like, I just feel like that would be the first thing that would go, and it would drive me crazy.
Mhm.
So it's the first thing I notice.
She tries to show motherly compassion to Art by cradling him. Vicky arrives to take Tara and Dawn home, but is lured into the basement by Art. There, she discovers what she believes is an injured Tara, but is actually Art, who severely mutilated the cat lady and is wearing her scalp and breasts. Mike's co-worker arrives looking for him, but is decapitated by Art. Vicky escapes Art, but stops to grieve upon finding her sister's corpse. Art then attacks her with a makeshift cat o' nine tails.
That's the whip that he used with
Oh. He uses it again in the second movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Mike arrives suddenly and knocks Art unconscious. The two flee and call 911, but before they can escape, Art appears and kills Mike. Vicky retreats into a garage, and Art rams through the door with a pickup truck, causing further injury to Vicky. As she lies helplessly, Art begins to eat her face. Police arrive, but Art shoots himself inside the mouth with a pistol before the officers can apprehend him. On the day after Halloween, Art's body is taken to a morgue along with the bodies of his deceased victims. When the medical examiner unzips Art's body bag, Art reanimates and strangles him. 1 year later, Vicky is released from the hospital after rehabilitation. From the injuries inflicted by Art, she is revealed to be the severely disfigured woman from the film's opening scene, and thus the events of the entire movie took place that previous year.
The end
Of the first.
of the first one.
The end. Part 1.
All right. Well, that's the first one, and we'll talk about it here in a minute. But we're gonna try to speed run through both of these movies, both the plots, and then we'll talk about the movies. What is this?
Airplane.
Yep.
Oh.
Nope.
It had a little. It had some.
Had some flight.
Yeah.
My
Anyway,
airplanes are awesome. You gotta throw them right. Sorry.
whatever.
They
Whatever.
are. They're made good. Spent years
all
of
right,
practice.
so-
Okay.
Suck, Joseph.
I suck, man. I suck.
Piece of
All right,
shit.
so we're gonna go ahead and get into the second one here now too. So let's go around the table. Would you watch and recommend again?
I would recommend, but not watch again.
Same as the last
Same
one.
as the last one.
Karen.
I have my reasons for both.
If you've seen the first one, you should watch the second one. I'm hoping you guys can change my mind about it. I don't care for the second one.
Really?
Really.
You don't?
I don't.
Really?
Okay.
I feel like they upped the gore and they upped the ante as far as that stuff
Larger
goes.
budget. Yeah.
Yeah, larger budget, larger, but as far as like the story goes, I think they fell flat.
I feel like people should at least give it a watch.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
gonna
that's
talk about
what I'm
that.
saying. Like
So
and I'm not saying that I would never watch it again, obviously.
Right,
I
yeah.
probably would, but
yeah.
it's just not I like the first one better.
Okay. Madison.
Yeah.
What? So yes and yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes and yes. I'm like Kara said. If you're gonna watch the first one, you should probably watch the second one.
Absolutely.
And they are in development for a third one. So
And that's part of the reason that I can't say like I hate it because
Right,
they're
'cause you
going to
don't know.
continue the story,
Yeah.
so I don't know what's going to happen. But
right. All right. Again, heavy spoilers. We're gonna talk about the entire movie. So
You want me to read it?
I was gonna read it.
You don't want me to read it.
I said I'll read it
What if I read it?
because I know how to read too.
Because I can read too.
he can read good too.
But what if I want to read it?
He good reads. Okay.
Keep it up. You ain't gonna be able to read nothing.
How?
I wanna black
let him
both your
read
eyes.
it. You get to read a lot. Your dad.
Yeah,
Don't get to
I
read
don't
very
ever get to read.
I didn't know it was a privilege.
He doesn't ever get to read Madison.
I'm reading it. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Trying to be nice.
All right. After being resurrected by an unknown entity following the Miles County massacre, Art the Clown brutally murders the coroner investigating his body with a hammer. He goes to the laundromat to clean his blood-soaked garments, where he encounters the little girl, a mysterious, sinister entity in similar clown attire. A lone patron sees Art interacting with the girl, who is invisible to him before being killed. A year later, teenager Sienna Shaw puts the finishing touches on her Halloween costume, an angel warrior that was designed for her by her father, who recently passed away after a brain tumor. Sienna's brother, Jonathan, wants to dress as Art for Halloween and has become fixated on him since discovering sketches of him and his victims from the Miles County massacre in their father's sketchbook. That night, Sienna has a nightmare where she encounters Art and awakens to a fire on her dresser, while a sword that was a gift to her from her father remains unscathed. On Halloween, Jonathan sees Art and the little pale girl at school playing with a dead possum, while Sienna has a panic attack. Picnic attack. Picnic attack.
I want one of
Sounds
those.
amazing. Sandwiches for everybody.
Eat the food.
Eat the food. It's a beautiful day in the park.
Where's Yogi Bear?
Here's a strawberry.
Yeah,
Fuck, we forgot the juice.
You got Boo Boo and Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Hey, boo boo. It's a panic. It's a picnic attack. It's a picnic attack. Sorry about
Maybe
that.
they need to make a scary movie about Yogi Bear.
Oh, don't give me any fucking ideas,
no,
man.
no,
Don't give me any more ideas.
yeah.
No, Aaron.
We don't
we
need
did the
it,
Winnie
man.
the Pooh. Now we do Yogi Bear.
They're already
Oh
doing
my
it with like every
God.
other character.
Be a cocaine bear on fucking picnic baskets.
No, we don't want none of that shit, man. Like it's unnecessary.
Let's
I got
say
just now.
unrecorded.
Just now.
Just now.
I hit the button. My bad. I meant to hit this button.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Because
Sorry.
you stopped recording it.
No, that was. Never mind. I killed the joke because I stopped
Yeah.
it.
We stopped recording when I said Yogi Bear is a scary movie.
Yeah, I accidentally hit the enter button and it stopped recording. So
Ah.
I caught it. It's good. We're good. Don't freak out, baby.
Thank
I
God
got
you
this.
You're
Glad you caught it
you're
now.
Constantly looking at that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm paranoid as fuck.
Yeah. Episode 1 got us like
No,
right
no.
away.
No, I'm paranoid because the Mario Brothers episode, remember?
Oh yeah, that's
We did that and we recorded the entire thing and it fucking stopped recording on us.
Yeah.
And didn't record anything.
Yeah.
I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
That was good times.
Anyway.
Furious.
We took a week off that week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Sort of, anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyway,
Good shit.
where was I?
I look like
Okay, while Sienna has a panic attack when her friends Allie and Brooke discuss Victoria Hayes' meltdown and mutilation of controversial talk show host Monica Brown. Sienna and Allie go to the costume shop to buy replacement pair of wings where they encounter Art. Art kills the shop vendor. Let's get something straight. He kind of like stalks her for a minute through the store before he kills the shop owner or whatever. They leave some things out of here that are good for context.
Yeah.
She is so paranoid.
And he plays
Yeah.
with the sunglasses for a while.
That shit's funny though.
It is
Yeah.
hilarious. Art's sense of humor is
It's
impeccable.
yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
To a point.
Well, yeah, I'll talk about how I feel about his sense of humor here in a minute. But yeah.
Art kills the shop vendor and later breaks into Allie's home
I
where
love
he
the sunflowers.
theoretically mutilates her to death, slicing her eyes, scalping her, flaying her back, breaking off one of her arms while tearing apart the other and pouring bleach and salt on her wounds before ripping off half her face. Dude,
Even as a horror gore nut,
Yeah,
like I
even
don't care.
just hearing
I don't
that.
care who you are, how much you love that kind of shit. Every single one of us were sitting out in the audience, like, stop!
Yeah.
She's done. Quit.
and he doesn't like hold back either. Like it's only like a 2-minute scene, not even a 2-minute scene.
Mm-mm.
And it's just like he's going to it. Like he's just
Mhm.
like cutting her, slicing her, breaks her arm, but like he doesn't even like
Well, and like,
Just
when-
like ripping
Does
her
it like
apart.
a deer.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
when you
hesitation,
do deer,
yeah.
you cut the tendon, and you rip their arm. And pop it
well,
off.
and then when it's over, and then like later her mom comes home and you realize she's still alive, you're like, oh my god! You're like, fuck.
it's really bad. It
Yeah.
is fucking bad.
Like the only thing I can think, I told Jeremiah this, is like when that scene in Not Another Teen Movie when the guy keeps going and going and going again, detention after detention after detention, and his friend's like, dude, stop. That's what I always think of when like that scene comes on. I'm like, stop. Like,
It is,
stop.
yeah. It's very unrelenting, and then
The
to
only
see
thing
her
gets
still
me-
alive, like
Yeah.
The only thing that gets me is like the human body can only tolerate so much pain.
oh for sure,
By
yeah.
the time he was like stabbing her in the back, she'd been dead. Like gone.
Yeah, like she would have died from shock or
Shock,
something. She
yeah.
would have died long before.
Oh yeah,
her
yeah,
mom ever
for
got
sure,
there.
For sure, it's just that shock factor for the audience,
Yeah.
you know. But like even the audience, like I would bet dollars to donuts that there is not one single person, because I've seen a lot of gore, I've seen a lot of blood, I've seen a lot of scary movies, I've seen a lot of bullshit. I've seen Cannibal Holocaust. It's played for shock, and that scene still, I'm like, dude, quit.
And the reason why it looks the way it does is because the dude spent his entire COVID.
Yep.
He was like locked
Reworking
up,
that scene.
so he reworked that scene
Mhm.
and reworked the whole makeup effect on that. Like he did that
The
all
dummy
during
in
COVID.
particular.
Yeah, the dummy in
at the
particular, he was very adamant. He made it look very specific. He spent a lot of extra time on because I think he was locked up for COVID or something
Yep,
for
he
a few
was.
weeks.
Because
So
that was the final scene that they filmed before they got shut down.
yeah,
And then he didn't like how it got left. And so he reworked, and he was doing the dummy and everything, and then he had ideas, and so when they came back, that was the first thing that they filmed. And yeah,
looks good though.
it does look good, but fuck.
The practical effects in these movies are
Oh, they're
I
they're
really enjoyed
perfect.
They're fucking ridiculous. Okay.
I didn't think it was like bad enough to leave the theater or puke or anything.
No.
Oh no! I'm not saying that I felt sick or anything. It was
Right.
just
sawing somebody in half. It wasn't like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
no.
freak. People are just they have they're very faint-hearted.
People were freaking out about the sawing in half, and even like for the first one, right? And the first one, even like I told you, everybody's freaking out about it, and I was like, I mean, it's good, and yeah, there's some shock value to it, but I was like, meh, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, people were like freaking out and stuff. I've seen it, and I was kind of like, oh, well, that sucks. I mean, there's shock value to it, but the shock
Everybody
value
has.
for me was that it just kept fucking going.
Everybody has different.
know?
I think for me, I like people like freak out about this shit.
No,
and I'm like, dude, it's not real.
Yeah.
No, what I liked about it was that it had a shock value for me. And the only reason that it had a shock value, well, I wouldn't even say shock value. It just made me react. And my reaction was, stop. Like, quit. She's done.
Like
you know
the
what I
mashed
mean?
potatoes in the face grossed me out more than that did.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Or
I
them
was
ripping
like,
the
oh.
possum apart. Was
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
gross.
there's all kinds of stuff that were
Eating it.
gross, but
Yeah.
that wasn't gross to me. It was more like, okay,
Right.
let's
Yeah,
move
you're gonna
on.
stop, like-
Okay.
Why are we dragging this out?
She's done.
It's more
Um,
the unnerving factor. Too.
Yeah, unnerve. Yeah. Mhm.
So where was I? Okay, so Allie's mother is also killed. Or sorry, yeah, Allie's mother is also killed when she discovers her daughter's body. Jonathan shows Sienna and their mother Barbara his father's sketchbook.
Oh, we don't want to
of-
talk about the
of
head.
art.
That he,
Yeah.
he handed out
Candy,
candy
yeah.
with.
Oh
the
yeah, that
head.
shit was
It
funny
looks
though.
so real.
Like
He's
it's
like,
sticky. Oh, it's just fake, bud. Put it in your bag.
yeah, no shit. Like,
Like, all right.
And then that one kid goes to grab a piece of candy. Like, he slaps his hand.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's comical. But you imagine being the parent when the kids get the candy in the bag and they go home. The next day, you find out
Yeah,
it's real.
yeah.
And like your kids got.
And she was decapitated, and there was a bowl full of it was full of candy in her head. You're like, we're throwing all your candy away.
I'll buy you all new candy.
Yeah.
I will buy you full bags. I promise.
Those kids are gonna grow up fucked up. Like
Uh-huh.
Right?
we got candy.
We'll
out
buy
of
you
a dead
full size
lady's
candy
head.
bars. Just throw it all away.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
Karen. Okay. Do you think if there was a whole room covered in blood, you'd be able to smell it?
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I googled it.
She
last
thinks
night,
that
and he
blood
still
has a
agreed
very
with me.
strong odor.
It does. My face was bleeding this morning, and I could still smell the metallic.
Rust.
I don't understand. I don't smell anything.
Trust me, it
I
does.
don't smell blood like that.
You've never run around a lot of blood.
Apparently not.
I mean, if you go into like one of those.
She thinks like, okay, so like the one instance where she came home, like whenever she came home and her daughter's all the way upstairs, she's like, how does she not smell that blood? I'm
I
like,
wouldn't
If
say
she's-
downstairs.
I was
I'm
like-
saying
no,
when
no,
she
no,
got
not all the way
upstairs.
downstairs. But if she's like
Towards the
going
room.
up the stairs, you'd think you'd be able to smell that, right?
and even then, she's not gonna freak out about it. Oh my god, I smell blood. Like nobody thinks that.
Well, I think that
something's wrong.
yeah, she would
And there was broken
because there was
into.
bleach. There was, I mean, bleach on top of blood on top of. I mean, she's gonna smell something. I mean, and I'm telling you, a lot of blood has a smell.
Hmm.
It does.
I'm still disagreeing because of Madison.
Okay.
See, he was
Nothing against you,
arguing with me
Karen,
last
it's just
night.
her.
I even
You would
googled
be
it, and
fucked
he's
up
still
if
like,
you smell bleach
no.
and blood, because then you know somebody's trying to use bleach to try to clean up the blood.
Yeah.
No, not in
That's
this case.
that's where you're like, oh,
Maybe
Yeah,
she
not in
just
this case.
maybe she-
that would be where your
maybe
head would
Allie
go.
just hit a heavy period and she's like, oh, she must have got it on the carpet and she's cleaning it up.
That's a lot of period.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. Well, I want to stop the conversation there. Jonathan shows Sienna and her mother,
What's that
and their
talking
mother, Barbara, his father's sketchbook of art filled with newspaper clippings of killings connected to him. Where was I? Revealing that the little pale girl was his first victim, named Emily Crane, the daughter of circus performers whose body was discovered in a makeup trailer. Jonathan believes their father knew how to stop art, but they did not believe him. After Barbara tears up the sketchbook and hits Jonathan, he runs away. Barbara then finds her car vandalized, and while cleaning it, she is killed by Art. when Jonathan returns, and I loved how they just skim right over that. Like, dude, her face was blown off. Like,
Mhm.
and she
And
was
then
a very
he fed her
pivotal
mashed
part
potatoes.
right after she just got off the phone with her daughter, and her daughter told her that she loved her.
It was a very warming part.
Yeah.
Heartwarming.
So,
Heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just skimmed right over that. When-
Some of these horror movies would make great horror books, and I really just want to read a horror book that's just like this. It's like gory, but it has those like not a lot, but like some heartwarming moments. I want a book like that.
Maybe
And I
there's
can't
details
find
in the book that we missed in the movie.
What?
Just feel like there's a lot of details missing that maybe would help explain things. That's why I'm hoping you guys can help me with the second one.
There's no book for this.
No, I'm saying if there was a book.
Oh, yeah.
There would be more details.
Let me find out. Okay, so
Meh.
I like books. So
Me too.
okay, so when Jonathan returns home, he finds his mother's corpse, and Art chases after him before drugging and kidnapping him, stealing Sienna's sword in the process.
You just want to skip the mashed potato scene?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's what
not only that,
said.
he comes out with a bowl. Like the only thing he made was a bowl of mashed potatoes.
No.
Like he comes out with just a bowl of mashed
do you
potatoes.
think they were good?
And he
though?
was so
Like, good
proud
mashed
of it.
Potatoes?
They might have been good mashed potatoes
They looked good
until he
smashed
shoved
them
them into her face.
He was so proud of himself too.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
He sets it down. He's like, "Gee, bam! Right in
Well, he
her
put it on her
face.
plate first, all nice like, and then he's like, "You're not eating."
yeah.
Yeah, Art kills me.
Mhm.
Nuh-uh. The moment he would have picked up the mashed potatoes, I would have took off out the front door.
So I understand that kid just stood there. I'm like, run,
Why did he
dude.
run up the steps?
Yeah, why didn't he run for
Why?
the door?
It's like they can't look away from his antics or something. I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah,
I could.
I could. Fuck you. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm
Yeah.
out, dude.
I don't like the way you look.
Yeah.
Bye.
As soon as that door would have opened after seeing his mom, I would have darted. I wouldn't even like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I
do
can't. I
why
can't
do
help my
need-
mom. Like I look at her face, I can't help
She
her.
did.
I'm
She's
out.
obviously dead.
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if she's dead, then why do I need to see?
Are
who's
you
walking
okay?
in? Like,
Yeah.
She did. You're,
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom, wake up!
At a Halloween party, Brooke spikes Sienna's drink with MDMA and an attempt to calm her, but she has a panic attack when she sees the little pale girl. Brooke and her boyfriend Jeff drive Sienna home, but the little pale girl impersonates Jonathan over the phone and lures Sienna to the
Who is this
Terrifier
pale girl? Why can only
haunted.
some
Hold on, haunted attraction at a defunct carnival where Art killed her years before. So they just said this. If you were listening,
I wasn't.
the little girl was the daughter of a circus owner
Yeah. I
that he
heard
killed years before.
Yeah, you didn't let me finish my sentence though. I said, why can only some people see her, but some people can't?
We've
And why
got lots
can
of
she
things to
mimic
talk about,
people and,
Madison.
Yeah,
like-
there's a lot.
Yeah.
But like in the movie, to her point though, in the movie they don't give you that much detail.
No, they
They
don't.
literally
Yeah,
just
they
give you
don't.
a newspaper clipping. And
Yeah, I know,
expect
and I
you-
thought that because I didn't know until I just
yeah,
read it.
that's,
I'm like,
that's what I was getting ready to say.
I was like, because I didn't really piece it all together. I guess because it only gives you about 30 seconds. Not even
you only
actually.
know that that's the
10
little girl.
seconds,
You don't
yeah.
know
Yeah.
anything about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know that she was dead and she died in that carnival.
And you
place,
know
but
that
was
Art
about
killed
it.
her. I mean, it's obviously he
Yeah.
would have killed her.
I
But
didn't know that. I'm
um,
not that smart.
Sure you are.
Brooke and her boyfriend Jeff drive Sienna home, but the little pale girl impersonates Jonathan. Blah blah blah. I already read this. Art castrates and kills Jeff and chases Brooke into the haunted attraction before throwing acid in her
It
face.
doesn't show Jeff die though.
No, it doesn't. It just
I'm gonna
just
say
him
he
laying
did
on the
though
ground
because that's
holding
kind of
his
a
dick.
main vein.
that
I'm
too.
gonna say
Also,
he
he
bled
came
out.
up like this with the thing in his hand. Yeah, he's probably dead.
He bled out.
But
He
I'm
definitely
sure
bled
he was
out.
Still screaming when Art left.
Yeah, but
Oh.
he bled
That's
out.
where I'm like. Art
see, that-
usually finishes it. That's
Yeah,
where
that's what I was
that's
getting.
where
That is my main point about this movie: is that Art in the first one, he never leaves until the job's done. In this one, he does it over and over and over again. He'll start and then walk away, start, walk away, start, walk away, start, walk away, and that's his undoing.
The only one I know he walked away from was Jeff. I didn't see any other ones.
He did
Well,
it to Tara 7,000 times.
Yeah, he does do it to the girls and stuff a lot.
Like okay, my prime example is in the bathroom. The first time him and Tara have their
Well,
showdown.
no, that's not true because he does in the first one. He does fuck with the two main girls.
Yeah,
a
when he's
lot.
playing cat and mouse. True.
Yeah.
But when he's got Tara and Jonathan, right? He messes with, or he gets Tara down on the ground. He hits her once, and then he goes after Jonathan, the obviously weaker one. He should have
disagree.
He should have taken Tara out.
So what I've noticed about Art, I don't know how true this is or if this is a thing. He is relentless whenever it comes to males. Males, he does not hold back on. He fucks them up as quick as possible.
Even if
Because
it is a
it's a
kid.
competition.
Even if it is a kid, because I think it's a male dominance thing, whereas women, he likes to fuck with them and torture them more.
Yeah, but he should have taken her and done something with her to put her somewhere.
I get that.
Because
But, like,
Jonathan
yeah.
is obviously the weaker one.
So, like, if you notice, like, especially in the, we'll get to that. Let's finish this
I'm
first.
telling you that bugged this shit out.
Because I do have some points on that I noticed. I don't know how true they are, but all right. Throws acid in her face, bludgeoning her to death, and eating her heart. Because that's normal. Sienna discovers Brooke's corpse and fights Art until he knocks her unconscious. She awakens to find Art using a cat o' nine tails on her brother, overpowers Art, and begins attacking him with his own weapons. After Art is killed several times by Sienna and Jonathan, he consciously manages to resurrect. He kills Sienna with her father's sword and throws her into a water torture cell. As Art attempts to eat Jonathan, Sienna is mysteriously resurrected by the sword before she decapitates Art and rescues Jonathan.
Why would he go for the leg and not the face like he did in the first one?
I don't know. The little maybe he was just he was looking for a chicken
I
leg.
think he was looking more for causing him pain than he was.
Yeah.
He was fucking with him at that point.
Right.
Oh.
The little pale girl takes Art's head and leaves without attacking Sienna and Jonathan. In a mid-credit scene, an institutionalized Victoria is throwing up after writing Vicky and Art and obscenities, which are like cunt. I saw a few different words of their cunt, bitch, whore.
F
There's a
you.
few of them. Yeah, fuck you. A bunch of stuff. And bitch. Obscenities on her wall with
credits.
on the wall with her blood. It wasn't just her blood. Like, so there's a lot of feces in these movies too.
It boils down. If you watched All Hallows Eve, it makes sense because the short stories about Art, that's what he does. He starts out with just trying to get people's goat, like just trying to fuck with them and get them mad and get them riled up. That's how he starts out. I think it's it's the gas station one that he goes in, he fucks around in the bathroom and like the guy gets mad and kicks him out or whatever. And then, yeah, the short stories are very similar. His tactics are very similar. Yeah.
She gives birth to Art's living head, leaving the horrified nurse screaming. The end. There is a lot of blood. Like whenever you first see the little girl in the laundromat,
Yeah.
like the first thing she does is shit all over the floor.
I thought that was blood.
No, that was definitely
That was straight up
shit. That was brown,
diarrhea.
runny, chunky shit.
Just,
thought it was
just didn't
fairy
stare while
blood.
she's doing it too.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't even flinch or nothing. Like, oh, sorry about that.
Mhm.
I just had to poo.
like she passed gas or something.
Yeah. Like, I
That's
farted a little
bad
bit.
gas.
Mhm.
I think you farted a lot of it.
Do farts have chunks?
So, okay, so back to my point about Art. So, my thing is like, I've noticed that, like, especially in the first movie, he quickly dispatches the two guys. He knocks the one dude, hits the dude in the head with a hammer. I mean, I don't know if he thought he was dead or if he was whatever. But the other guy, he doesn't hesitate to just put a fucking knife through the head. You know, takes him out quick as shit.
And then that other guy, he cut the head off.
The same guy he stuck the
is
knife
it?
in.
Yeah, the same guy. But the girls, he toys with them, runs around and chases them. And
But my thing is, what I'm saying though, is that he usually picks one. He picks one person and fucks
Yeah.
with them. The rest of them he dispatches quickly. Dawn he dispatched up quickly, but he made sure she was like tied up
yeah.
so that he could, show the other girl what he was going to do. And then when he realized that he had somebody else to fuck with, what did he do? He shot Tara. He was like, all all right, you're winning. I'm over this.
He
And
did
just
too.
fucking
Like
shot her.
she started taking that
Which was my favorite
2x4
part.
2x4 to his ass, and he just straight shot her in the fucking leg. Like, hold on, there's guns in this.
Yeah, like that. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck that. I'm not
Yeah.
getting my ass beat today.
Pretty much. But he did realize that he had somebody else to play with at that point.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Is that like he doesn't leave like loose ends, and he did that consistently in the second one. He kept leaving loose ends.
What kills me about it is like the girl. What was her name? The first girl that started beating the shit out.
In the first one,
Yeah.
Tara.
Terry. She had plenty of opportunities to finish the job.
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
That
He's
one
like,
was-
get
that
up,
one was-
get up. I was
yeah.
like, why are you
Stab him once
hitting
and-
him?
No,
Hit
no,
more.
fucking
Yeah.
kill his ass.
I wrote that down too.
That was very frustrating
Yeah,
for me.
Tara
I
was
was
the
very
worst.
Yeah.
About like she was just as bad as like Friday the 13th with her fucking dropping weapons and running away, and like she could have finished the job so many times. I mean, you know that eventually that he's a little bit more than you can dispatch of the guy quickly. You know that eventually there's a supernatural element to him, and
Yeah.
you can't just dispatch of them. But she doesn't know that. I mean, there's so many times she could have done something about this, and I would have, like, even if she died eventually, at least she went out fucking swinging.
Yeah, right. I agree.
And the shock factor of knowing like the realistic version of like how much trauma a body can withstand before it's done moving. Like when he sawing that girl in half, I'm like, yeah, she'd been done moving like by the time it got to her stomach. But she
Well,
was
your
still
body,
upset.
even after
Well, she
death.
was still screaming when he was chopping her right in her chest. I was like, no.
Well, how could you tell she was screaming when Tara
You
was
could tell
screaming?
there was two women screaming. during that
Maybe.
point.
I don't know.
And that was just like, no. I don't know.
There's a lot of variables I think that go into this. So, okay, so the first movie is like very much just a cat and mouse slasher movie.
Yeah.
There's no plot really. It's a very thin plot. There's nothing much there. So I think that, and then in the second one, they try to introduce this like sort of lore to him. Like they're starting out trying to introduce some lore.
Paranormal lore to it.
And I mean, I'm okay with that, but the problem is they give you nothing. All you know is that this girl is chosen, I guess, maybe, or like the sword is something special, but they don't explain shit aside from that.
That's why I enjoyed the
And see,
first
that's-
one more than I did the second
That's
one.
exactly.
It's-
That's and
it
I
was
think
just too much of the
yeah.
make believe
Yeah.
magical powers.
Yeah.
and paranormal.
I don't like
just-
the warrior princess
it-
bullshit.
See, I thought it was kind of dumb too, like the warrior angel thing. I'm like, really?
here-
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
throw this out
complaining
there
about.
too. I'm gonna throw this out there too, Joseph. You are a creative type. You like to draw. You like to do that kind of stuff, right? If you were going to create a character for Madison to be,
He
And
did.
for Madison-
I look like Dora.
okay, but for Madison to be a hero in some story, okay, as who she is now, would you create a character where she's
No.
half fucking naked?
No, maybe fully armored.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He
like-
made her like fucking
Yeah,
naked.
no, I know. It
Oh,
was,
I
Joan of
know
Arc
she was
kinda
getting
thing.
attacked by that cat thingy, and like you
She
wish
had
you
nothing
had more,
to stop it.
You wish you had more clothes on now, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't understand that either. I'm like, I don't know if I would have made something like that for my daughter.
No.
Like, I'm kind of wondering, like, what, like, was your dad a little perverted? Like, did he want to see you like that? Like, you know
I
what I mean?
just-
Why is he
I don't
drawing
know.
you in this like skimpy outfit?
I mean, I just do not understand that.
I don't understand it either. But
And
That and whenever they were. Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
and her mentality too was like she hit him a couple times and then that was it. Like, no, finish the fucking job.
yeah,
Why did they stop?
Didn't she like stab him in the head or something too, and he still got back up? And then with that thing with
yeah,
all the
she
nails
stabbed
in
him in
it,
the head, but like I wouldn't have stopped. Like,
right? But he got back up after
kept
that,
going
and
until his
then-
brain was mush.
right?
Yeah, but like he got back up after got stabbed in the head, right? So
Yeah.
you'd think that'd be the end of it. But after he got back up, she just hit him a few times, assumed he was knocked out, and then
Nah, fuck that. I had to
like
finish it. I had to
It was
wait
like
till
her
his
and Art
head
were
was
doing this
gone.
dance,
yeah.
but like
I don't get it.
It
Just
doesn't
finish
make any sense for either one of them.
Right. It's like, oh, you fucked me up for a while, I'll fuck you up for a while. You fuck me up for a while, I'll fuck you up for a while. And it's kind of it is very
As
exhausting.
the audience,
and at
I'm
this
sitting
point,
here like both of you know better.
At this point, you're like 2 hours and fucking 10 minutes into this movie. You're like, oh my god, that's.
And I'm sorry, I just did not like Sienna's character. I didn't like that warrior bullshit.
I didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about what she was wearing, but
Well, no, but like,
but like I don't like it. I think the aspect of like her being this like warrior angel thing is fucking retarded. Like,
no,
like you don't have. I mean, I don't know what exactly he's trying to go for. I will say though, like I know we're bashing really hard on this movie, but like there are some gripes that I have with it, like the length of the movie. It is way too long for what it is. Like, give me a solid. Like I'd have been okay with an hour 45. Hour 45. I'll give it that. Trim me 20 to 30 minutes off of this movie.
Agreed.
You could too.
And you could easily. There's a lot of filler in this movie.
Yeah, and here's where I'm gonna go with that. Like, so we have a lot of story, right, that they go into,
and they're really trying to
the
squeeze a
little
lot
girl.
into it.
Well, like the little girl, right? So they throw this little girl in there, and I'm with you. Can we see her? Can they see her? Is she a figment of his imagination?
I honestly think that the little girl thing shouldn't even be in the movie.
Thank you. Like,
so
okay,
I'm
don't get me
against the
wrong.
little girl.
I think she's cool. She's cool looking as hell.
Yeah.
And like whatever, but like I don't get it. Like I think I even wrote it down. So I don't understand why Art needs a companion. Someone. It seems like someone he's cares about, even if she's only in his head. It makes it seem like Art is lonely and he has to have a companion.
See,
It doesn't make any fucking sense for him.
If they had it where Art was the only one that saw her, I would understand it at that point, because then I would be like, okay,
like a victim of his. Yeah.
That's the killer's mentality right now.
But
He
even
has
still,
to have that companion.
Sure.
But why the fuck is Sienna and what's her brother? Jonathan see her?
Right.
That's where.
But see, my big thing about it is even if Art needed a companion, if that's what is being written into the movie, I don't even like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it doesn't need to be there.
That's exactly what I was saying.
It doesn't need to be there.
But what I'm saying is like both points are true. That's what I'm trying. That's what I was trying to say with what I said. Like if he's the only one that sees her, that's the only thing that makes sense. If he's the only one that can see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For her to be a figment of his imagination is the only thing that makes sense. But it also makes no sense for him to have a figment.
Yeah.
Because why would he need a figment?
Right.
He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly.
He doesn't need a companion.
He doesn't need a companion. I think that the girl is dead weight on the movie. I think it's dead weight on Art's character. I think that he is fine just by himself. And it would be different if she added something more, but she doesn't add anything.
Just
except
confusion.
Like empty plot. Like I don't understand why she's there. I don't know why we have to revisit one of his old kills.
Yeah, it's like this movie. They go, here's some backstory. Oh, just kidding. We're not going to give you enough. Here's some backstory.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. We're not gonna give you enough.
I could understand, like I said, if it was only his figment of imagination, and say like the little girl was his first kill, and in his mind, he's
she holds a special place or something.
Well, that, and it's like, okay, she's not dead, she's still okay. You know, this is like a whole joke thing. You know, like that's why he's so fucked up. But then again, now he's a paranormal fucking being like Jason.
Well, he was at the end of the first one too. So
he's reanimated by.
Again,
whatever.
if you saw All Hallows Eve, that makes more sense, the paranormal thing, because, and I think I even have it in trivia too. But like in All Hallows Eve, you know from basically the get that Art is paranormal, that he's an entity. He's not a person. And in the movies the first movie,
really
they don't give that to you right away.
You just think he's a man in a costume.
You don't find that out until like the very end, and then you're like, oh, huh, like, yeah. So I think they probably should have done like something similar to what they did with the shorts, and let you know right away that you're not dealing with a man. But
yeah, that's where I'm at with he shouldn't have a figment of imagination when he's a paranormal entity, not a person.
It doesn't matter what we think.
Maybe it's an attachment.
It doesn't matter what we think. What we all know and what we all have come to the conclusion of is that She's pointless.
Mhm.
She serves no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
She's dead weight on the movie. She extends the movie out too far. And she's not scary. I don't find her frightening at all.
I agree.
She's a little girl. Like,
I thought that she was
Booter.
cool looking. I
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
I liked the aesthetic that she brought. Like
Yeah.
she was cool looking.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Right.
the point.
When I first
That-
saw
she's
her, I
got
was
that
like, "Oh,
look
cool!
locked
What's
down,
going on
too.
here? What's she like? What
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh, this is a new character.
Yeah, like what's this?"
I'll be honest with you. The first time
There's
I watched
more than
this,
one.
I was confused by it the first time I watched it. But by the time I went back to see it a second time, I had forgotten about her.
Well, I
So
thought
I forgot she was in the movie until she was in the laundromat. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that she's
the
in this.
first time I watched it, I thought, okay,
And
since
she can make
Art
phone
is like a
calls.
paranormal entity or whatever, maybe she comes from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we kept watching, like, and you see this backstory about her, and then like, that nobody else can see her, and then all of a sudden Jonathan and Sienna can see her. I'm thoroughly fucking confused.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is she? Why is she there? It
Even
doesn't
if-
make any fucking
So if
sense.
she is his first kill, why the fuck is she an evil clown now?
Yeah.
There's
Well,
nothing that
and
logically
again,
makes
the
sense
only way
about
that
her.
makes sense, right? The only way that makes sense is that if she is a figment in his mind and he feels some sort of guilt,
But
and
the
he
only way
says,
that would be is
"Oh."
if he's
But-
actually a man and not a fucking
but
entity.
that's what I'm saying. The only way that makes sense at all is that he feels some sort of guilt and says, "Oh, but she's not dead. She's okay. She actually likes me. We're friends." You know what I mean?
Right.
He doesn't feel any guilt. He doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
So why is she there?
Right.
What if she's like an attachment? You know how demons can attach to like people? Maybe she attached to a
Yeah, but
But
that-
he's a
entity.
demon.
But he's a
Yeah, he's
demon,
gotta
and
be a
also,
demon.
What if
why
they
would she be a
attach to
demon?
each
She was a victim.
Yeah.
So that's what I understand. Like, if she was just another demon, like him or something, then okay, I can kind of get behind that.
Maybe she's
But the
like
fact that she was a victim to begin with doesn't make any sense.
maybe she's like a hierarchy and she's like playing on his past and everything and attached himself.
I don't know.
to
There's
it.
a lot of
like in Jason movies, his figment imagination is his mother.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
But he's the only one that hears her voice. He's the
Mhm.
only one that sees her.
And she
Nobody
makes
else
sense.
does. Exactly.
She Yeah.
makes sense for his story.
But for this one, it just there's no
There's no context for her.
And they,
There's no
they-
rhyme or reason for her to even be there.
exactly.
and they even gave like little hints about like Sienna having part of like her dad's crazy or whatever, but they
Yeah.
never fully explain what was wrong with her dad,
Uh-uh.
or maybe even what's wrong with Sienna. You just see her taking pills.
Yeah, they just say that he had a tumor. It's like, okay.
It's not a tumor.
So like, but like also, so I don't know, man.
He can tell the future and everything too. Like
One of the biggest thing that like
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
tumor
yeah, I
apparently
don't,
gave him psychic
fucking-
abilities.
I don't understand that either because like, how did he know about Art the Clown? I understand he had died just recently, but why would he be collecting things for this? And I was
I
thinking
think-
because the first time I watched, it, I was
Yeah.
like, well, maybe their dad was like one of the original guys from the first movie or something. Maybe that he
That's what I
died and
thought.
then like, oh no, he died of a tumor. I'm like, oh,
I think if they would
or
have
wrapped his or wrecked him. He got into a car accident. Is what it
Well,
was.
like he gives her this dagger, right? So apparently we've got magic dagger business going on too. But like he gives her this dagger, so apparently this tumor made him psychic, and
It's
he
not a
knew he knew that was gonna like kill Art or something. But like Art picks it up and takes it with him.
yeah,
So,
he obviously doesn't know what it is.
but you would think he would,
Yeah, but he don't because he picks it up and he thinks it's just another toy.
right? But it makes no sense that he
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
mhm.
Right.
If he was
And
an
then
entity,
he
would
just
have
so
that
happens
decision.
to use that new toy to stab her.
Right. I don't understand it either. It makes no sense. There are a lot of holes in this fucking movie.
It just
That make no
it's
sense.
Way too
The one,
neat
but
and pretty
okay, so
there,
we've
like
said a lot of
that.
bad shit about this movie. The one thing I do want to get on a positive note about is the overall music. For one, the music in this is
Oh,
awesome.
stellar!
Oh, yeah.
stellar.
So even in the first one, like there wasn't a lot of music, but like the aesthetic of it was
The
very
aesthetic,
80s.
Oh, 100%.
And in this one, they don't hold back on making it feel 80s. Like obviously, it doesn't take place in the 80s, but
I
like
love that.
Yeah, when
that,
she's doing her makeup. and
Yeah,
stuff
she's doing
like
her
this,
makeup.
I love that
Oh, yeah.
gritty film look. That
Yeah.
that whole. I
Yeah.
love.
they
it.
are.
I
It's
love
very
it.
grainy, and they give it like this whole like all this like 80s type style retro music. And
I
like,
have to say, my favorite thing in this movie is obviously the practical effects.
Yeah.
Both movies, but like the best one in this movie was when he decapitated that dude in the Halloween store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he fucked him
that
up,
was
yeah.
fan-fucking-tastic. That
Yeah.
was beautiful. That was beauty right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good kills. Like, there's only a few kills in the first one. In this one, he goes ham on everybody.
Anyone he crosses.
Oh, no, it was
just
beautiful.
dies.
It was
Yeah, he
beautiful.
kills everybody in his path. It's like the guy at the store, the corner, the fucking
Mom and daughter.
the mom, yeah, the daughter, like everybody dies. Like,
Why did he kill them? Like, did he have a reason?
I don't know why he stalked her home and killed her. I guess I don't fully see. My thing is like I'd like to also know how he picks his victims, because he's not like Jason or Freddy or or Michael Myers, where they have a vendetta against somebody specific.
Well, in the first
Art
one,
simply just chooses randomly.
Yeah.
And
well, based on the shorts, and then based on the first one, it seems like it's very random. He just
yeah.
comes across people. that
Yeah,
end
like
up
the
in
first
his
one for
path.
sure. Like
Yeah.
he just comes across those girls.
ends up in
and-
a
yeah.
in his
But like
path.
in the second one, it almost seems like he seeks that girl out, Sienna, and her brother, because he deliberately goes to their house, kills their mom,
Mhm.
Chases him down, takes him hostage, all
Does
these
the same
things.
thing to Allie though.
Yeah, but he also goes to Al, which if he's got a thing for,
It could have been another way
Sienna.
to get Sienna. To,
yeah, if he's going in for Sienna, obviously he's going to kill her best friends in that because it's a horror movie. But like, I just don't understand like why does he pick this one person? But it would make sense if he picked up the sword and knew what the sword was.
that's what I'm saying.
But like, it makes no sense because he picks up the sword and he's like, and he just thinks it's a toy. He's like, I'm going to take this with me.
Right.
You know, like,
If this is so predestined, wouldn't he have
He would have
a
some
feeling
inclination of
for
it.
some of
yeah,
this
some
stuff, too?
inclination of who she is and this and that. Or are they just both mindlessly walking into this destiny on separate ends of the spectrum? Like, he's from hell and he's like, he thinks he's doing what I'm going to follow this girl. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand where their motivation is,
Yeah.
like where his motivation is.
Yeah, because in the first
Like,
one,
obviously he doesn't have it. He just wants to kill people. But
well, and that's what I loved about the first one. The first one is so
Simple.
it's simple. Exactly. There's he.
I think
there is
what happened here is
absolutely
the
no-
writer of this movie, the guy who wrote and directed this movie, is
Damien Leon.
he wrote something and he's like, I'm going to do it this way. And then he throws in all this random shit. And they're like, man, this is really hard to explain. And like, well, we don't have to explain it all in one movie. We can do another movie and explain
and
more
that's
in that
what
one.
I'm hoping for.
And it's like, well, dude, you need to give them something to go off of in the first one, you know? Like, you're going to have people confused. Like,
I'm confused now.
yeah, I'm very confused as to...
I'm hoping that the
I
third
got
one
more
helps.
confused with the second one.
oh,
I got
for
more
sure,
confused
yeah.
with
I'm-
this.
I'm
I wasn't
hoping-
confused at all for the first one.
No, I'm hoping that
First
the third
one
one.
is like a regular slasher.
Yeah.
film. I was like, okay.
And
Yeah,
the
okay,
first
he's
one-
obviously
I'm alright
something,
into this.
something,
the first one
yeah.
does a damn good job because there's no remorse. There's no hesitation. He doesn't care. I mean, I will say this much though about the first one, and this is just me, but I don't know about those girls in that movie, like Tara and all that stuff. But we were talking about, how, she just hits him or whatever and then backs off or whatever. But especially Victoria, like when he's fucking with her, right? When he comes up out of there wearing the boobs and the hair, and then he's riding the trike, and like he's doing all this stuff, right? At some point in time, don't you just get pissed? Don't you just get mad that you're gonna get? I'm not getting taken out by some dude wearing some lady's boobs. I'm not.
And a fucking clown
I'm not
outfit.
gonna die by
Pick up-
some dude riding a fucking tricycle.
Pick up a fucking
I'm not.
pick up a bar and take this dude out.
Yeah,
like,
I am not.
okay, so
that's not
one of
how
the
I'm
biggest
going down.
things, one of my biggest gripes about the first movie.
At the end, when she's trying to break the lock, she just keeps hammering away. When she knows he's right behind her,
Yeah,
beat the fuck out.
Hit
of her.
him with it.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going down like that. I'm not going to go down
and
by
in
some
the
dude
first
that acts
movie,
that way.
The girl Tara, whenever she tries to run out the front door, she's like looking. She sees the locks, and then she looks around her to see if the Art's there, and then she runs up to the locks and tries to is jingling them, making all
Yeah,
this
like
noise.
how?
It's
Like obviously it's locked.
Mhm.
So the biggest thing that I had about the first movie was so Victoria, whenever she runs out of the building, she finally gets out of the building. She runs right back into the building. I'm like, dude, you could have ran away.
I know, that's what I thought too.
I would understand if like, oh, you could make the assumption that the place is fenced in and there was no way out. No, because the second guy who showed up drove in from that. That's where he went in at.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove his truck up there, went up to the door and was laying on the horn. Like, that's where he came from. So it's open. She could have just left.
Yeah.
But instead she hung around.
And you know the cops are coming, so fucking just run.
Just dart. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I did
He's
like
not gonna
when
catch you. I mean,
when he couldn't get in there for a hot second, like when he was like locked out, and his whole thing was to just beep at her.
Yeah, that shit was
that
great.
was funny.
Fucking great.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to get taken out by some guy that acts like that. I'm just not.
Well, then she like puts her face back up to the door. And I'm like, how are you alive, but your sister died?
Yeah.
Like, she was smarter at least, and she fought back.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you how that happened. He got a gun out. He was tired of
tired of getting his ass
fucking
beat.
Yeah.
Like, tired of getting his ass whipped.
She didn't fight back hard enough.
No, God, no.
When he fell on the ground, she stabbed him in the back. Don't stop stabbing.
Stab.
Right?
Yeah, like I wouldn't stop either. But
I'd have done it in the hit.
That was probably the first.
I'd have been going ham on that motherfucker.
That was just a thought that occurred to me. Like when he was riding around on the tricycle, I'm like, at what point in time do you get pissed?
Right.
Like, just fucking do something.
Yeah.
You got him against the ropes. Just finish the damn job.
Yep.
How many times does that have to happen for you?
Well, like,
holy shit.
Who's gonna sit there and look at that guy and go, "Yep, I'm just gonna lay down and take it"? No, fuck
No,
that. I'm
he's
not
like
getting taken out by that guy.
He's a fucking twig. Like,
Right?
I'm not getting taken out by some Marilyn
He
Manson
is, too.
wannabe.
He's a
yeah,
twig.
I'm not.
he is a twig. But like, that's what I said though. Like, this dude is like, this is why I think that he takes out the males first because they pose the most problem.
Yeah.
Most
threat.
they're their biggest threat, and why he likes to toy with women because I think he sees them as inferior. They're not as strong and that, whereas we obviously, Sienna flips that on his head and fucks him up, but
that makes sense too because the janitor, he hit him with a hammer and then he came back. The janitor came back with a fire hydrant and then
instantly
hit him something with even bigger. Like,
instantly, and then instantly puts his foot through his face.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't fuck around with the men. He just kills them as quickly as possible because he doesn't want to. I think they pose more of a problem to him.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility. It's just.
See,
it's just as likely that, because you see in the first one, he doesn't, like the Dawn scenario, he doesn't leave loose ends.
Right.
He dispatches, if there's two, he dispatches one so that he can fuck with the other.
See, here's my thing, if they would have just kept Art as like a person and not an entity, and kept like, even like with the whole Scream, effect, how they come up with different killers but use the same gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I could get behind that with Art the Clown, but with him,
No,
being
I
don't think I could. I like the entity thing. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
There's
because
just
you've
too
never
many-
seen it before, like in your face.
Yeah.
Like
okay,
there's
if
always
they would
some
have
kind
done
of.
it right. In my eyes, they're just.
I think
not
they
doing
did it right in the first one.
I
He
just don't
fucking
think-
shoots himself in the head, and as the audience, you're going, "Oh,
He's done for.
well."
Then he gets back up.
Yeah, in the first one, but in the second one, the way they
Yeah,
did it,
I don't
they-
understand what they're
they just
what they're
fucking
trying to
blew it
do.
up.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying. That's my big thing, and that's why I hope the third one
That's where
explains
I go
a little more with it. Because I'm not going to disagree with you, Karen. I do think that there's some confusion in.
I
in
do
it.
not care for the second one overall, if I'm being honest.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like that whole thing with, when the Halloween thing was going on, when the first Halloween came out, and then the second Halloween came out, and I was like,
You're on the fence.
yeah, like, but I
Well,
want to see the third one.
Let's
to
get
see
the
where it
third one
lands,
out there
right?
and see what happens.
Yeah, because I'm going to reserve judgment until I see the third one, because maybe it's going to round out the story. But if I'm just judging by the first two movies, the first one is stellar, and the second one leaves me wanting. It just doesn't
Do it.
It doesn't do it. That warrior thing, man, like it's just so
it's
dumb.
one of them things. It is dumb, but it's one of those things where the third one needs to level it out and make it make sense, or else people will walk away from that franchise altogether. It could be just as easily forgotten as it was remembered.
Like how do you have such a good protagonist as Art the Clown
antagonist.
or antagonist? I'm sorry.
He's doing all the
and
good.
Yeah, he's doing all the good.
Or not
Yeah, he's
hero.
not doing good? I've been looking at this movie wrong.
Oh shit!
Damn it.
I'm on the wrong side
Hold
of the
on, I
fence.
gotta rewrite my notes.
I thought he was the angel; they were the demons.
Yeah, I thought he was the one wearing the wings. No, you can't have, Art the Clown, right? And then have Sienna with wings and how do you
I don't know how you justify it.
like you can't have fucking Art the Clown against Xena Warrior Princess. Those two worlds do not collide.
Oh.
That's exactly what I got from it too, because like I think that so Art, like make it make more sense. You know what I mean? Like maybe she's a fucking clown angel. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I mean? But like,
Well, hey, how
or
about
maybe
they-
just make her a normal person.
That's what I was gonna say. How about they just do what Alice did, and she walks in with a fucking leather jacket and beats the fuck out of him?
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Or maybe she is a warrior of some kind. You know what I mean? Maybe she's actually a warrior knight. You know, like a woman warrior knight, like Joan of Arc or some shit. I don't know, but like maybe make her wear more clothing and take the wings away because she looks like an idiot.
If they were going for warrior, Xena wasn't it. Is all I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it came off laughable to me.
Yeah.
I
I
did
agree.
like her hair though.
Sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she
Sure.
looked awesome.
She looked great.
She looked awesome, but
She looked great, but it
didn't
came
fit the
off
movie,
laughable.
yeah.
It didn't fit.
it
just
didn't fit.
doesn't
It was
fit.
like they took
She
like
looked great for a He-Man movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Like they took a character out of like He-Man or fucking Conan the Barbarian and like, all right, you're gonna face off against this, devil
Demonic
clown.
presence.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it doesn't make any logical
and what
sense.
was the ending? Why did she?
Yeah. So he doesn't think twice about a lighted hole in the ground. He just shoves her into it.
Mm.
I don't know. He just like stabs her and like drops her in.
Into a lighted- a lighted
I
hole.
think he knew because he knew that was
This plays on the.
a dunk tank. He knew it was a tank. It even says it in the notes like it is. He knows it's a tank. He throws her into the tank of water, assuming she's probably just going to drown.
Where did that
That
come
didn't
from though?
look
That's
like
where
a tank of
that was her
water.
dream.
I know, but it wasn't though. It was a tank of water.
But where did this dunk tank come from? That was her dream.
I don't know. That's just what it said in the fucking
That
notes, man.
didn't look like
That
a
makes-
tank of water.
0 sense.
I don't know.
that
So
did
like we
not
went
look
into
like a
Dream
tank of
World now
water.
too?
Huh?
We went into Dream World now too?
It was
I don't know. That's what it said in the notes that it was supposed to be.
Art,
He dropped her into that water.
Art the
He
Clown,
threw her into that tank of water.
Art the Clown is a Jason and Freddy mix.
So we've got Xena Warrior Princess.
It's like a Pennywise Xena or
No, it's Jason and Freddy because you got Jason as like his
I
being
don't
reanimated.
see now.
and
My
then
my big
Freddy as
thing-
in, like the second movie Freddy. where-
My
But
big
there's
thing-
literally just one nightmare thing. That's
So
Well,
I'm saying you got the Dream
I don't
Warrior.
I don't understand the nightmare scene anyway. I don't know why it's there, why it's in the movie.
Oh,
I
once
think
it-
that I
so
thought
that
that
when
was
she gets
her
thrown into
hell.
the dunk tank later, you know where she is.
I thought that was
Yeah,
her
well, that's
hell.
what. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes
I don't.
zero
Well,
sense.
this is where I'm
later.
saying like they could have trimmed this movie down. They could have cut the entire. Well, at least most of the
But
dream sequence
the
thing.
ending makes 0 sense too. Like, he throws her into her dream, and then it somehow revitalizes her, and she comes back.
She gets a magic light from her stomach.
And
Don't fuck with
I
the
don't.
magic light.
What
Karen.
about wait?
I'm
what
sorry.
about her having a baby as the head scene?
Honestly, that's the least.
Dude,
That's the least confusing part of
Yeah.
this movie.
yeah, I mean, I will make sense of that from.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, who had the baby?
Victoria.
Vicky.
While she was in the nut house,
Oh, okay.
she fucking gave birth to Art's
I'm
head.
assuming that the
Art's
little girl
severed
like
head.
sewed it into her belly or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like,
How?
I'll
Like-
at least that makes more sense to me than the lighted hole in the ground that he threw her into, and somehow she's in her own.
See-
dream.
But that plays on the. Did he know that they were destined to do that? Did he
Yeah.
know?
See, my thing though is with
But
that
Where
whole.
did her dream come from? Like,
So
did he
aside
summon
aside
it?
from that,
I
even
don't
being
think that was her dream. I think that was her hell.
Now you're on to something.
okay, maybe I might back that. So
I might back that as
aside
well.
aside
I
from
like
I
that.
don't.
aside from
No,
that,
I don't like it. I'm
I
saying
can't
that
back
makes
anything in this
sense.
movie right now.
so aside from that though, like the whole lighted hole thing, I'm like, did he think that was a cool set piece?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
He sees a
to
lighted
me,
hole. in
it's
the
just a
ground, he's
big
like, "Oh, let me push her
rectangular
into
hole
this."
with light bulbs around it. I'm
To me,
like,
it looks like they just took one of those light up mirrors.
Mirrors,
and
yeah.
then just set it on the ground and dug a hole in the
Oh, I'm
side.
sure
Yeah.
that's what they
Orange
did.
lights, yeah.
But that's what my note. Like I was literally saying, like he doesn't think twice about a lighted hole in the ground. He just pushes her into it.
yeah,
Where's the electricity?
And then he goes,
going
"Yep."
to the light bulbs. This is where I'm confused.
in the ground. I
That's
guess.
what you're worried about?
There's no wire.
I don't know,
It's
man.
coming from
that's,
hell.
that's your concern.
Yeah.
It's his main concern. He's like, he
Okay.
doesn't understand
Like
it.
he pushes her in, and then he's like, "Yep, we're good."
Hey, doesn't he do that too? He's like,
I don't know.
and then he just walks away.
Probably at this point in time, I wouldn't think twice about it. But it just, I mean, he sees us done.
Yeah, well, good day. I'm gonna go nibble on this kid's leg.
Yeah, like, I've got
Comfort
other
leg.
things to do today. What else is on the agenda?
Oh yeah, you chew on this kid's leg.
And how long do the
Jonathan on
effects?
the menu.
How long do the effects of Molly last? Because I feel like they should have lasted a lot longer.
Than what they did.
Maybe that's what she was tripping balls on.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Did he take some too?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe yeah. That makes
Okay.
sense.
I think Jonathan was on Molly too. This way he could see the little girl.
Oh yeah, the whole time.
Jonathan, I didn't care for him.
I didn't
I
either.
know.
He was an overactor.
Yeah, that he's
Everything
got
was over the top.
along with his
Even in the
neck.
first movie.
He didn't
Like
have
whenever
a
he
long
went to choke him, I was like, "Well, he ain't got
Got
no
plenty
trouble
of
grabbing
real
that
estate to
fucking
work
neck."
with
Yeah,
there.
Even in the first movie, I thought some of the acting was a little off too.
Well,
Some
I think in the first one you had-
they are newer actors.
Yeah, you had a lot of.
I get that, but
yeah.
it just seemed a little off to me.
So the girl who plays Sienna in this movie, in the second one, apparently she's a fucking badass
Mhm.
because
She
she
does her
has.
own stunts and everything.
Not only does she do her own stunts, but she's got like she has experience in like 6 different types of fighting.
Yeah, martial arts.
She does stunt work, all kinds of shit. I'm like, holy god damn! Like this
And she
girl,
does ballet and
That's-
boxing.
she does ballet
That's
and
why-
kickboxing,
That's
and
why she got to be the warrior princess, because she told him, "If I'm not going to be a warrior princess, I'm not fucking doing the
Yeah,
movie."
it's
yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
because dude, I'll tell you what, if I come across her on the street and I knew this about her, I wouldn't fuck with her.
Yeah.
Like, please
So
don't
that-
kick me in
that
the
was her
face. You
demand.
know?
Yeah.
That was her
Your
demand.
warrior
It would
princess was badass.
It would,
Yeah.
It would. Can I please get a selfie?
No, I like looked it up. She has so she knows taekwondo, judo, jujitsu, kickboxing, what was it, Muay Thai, taekwondo, and then she also does
Self-defense classes.
self-defense and boxing, and she's in ballet.
Mhm.
So I'm like, dude, this
Wasn't
girl
it something else too, like dancing.
maybe something else that I might have missed. But like, I'm just like, god damn, where does she stop with this? You know, she also does her own stunts.
Mhm.
She does a lot of stunt work, and
So what you're telling
Yeah.
me is she's the female version of Jason Statham,
no, she's more like John Wick, dude.
John Wick.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason Statham only knows one type of fighting. She knows several. She could fuck Jason Statham up. Is what I'm saying. Like she's a literal badass
Yeah,
in
pretty
real
much.
life. Like in real life, she would be able to fuck up Art the Clown. Like,
Oh yeah.
so it's just weird. It's unless he pulled a gun, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like
Should
even
probably pull the
it's
Matrix
self-defense classes. She'd be able to get out of that.
Ballet would get her through it.
Yeah.
The
She
splits,
danced her way out of it.
Yeah, but I just thought that was really interesting. Like, God damn, this girl's like one of her pictures of her is just like she's like standing straight up and her leg is like up
Mm-hmm.
right beside her. I'm like, yeah, that's ballet right there.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I just thought that was a cool little thing about her.
Yeah, she was a lot.
That's all I have. If you guys
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
get into doing this thing, or
Yeah, I've already kind of.
The only thing I was gonna say is like the redhead that played the host. She was the babysitter in All Hallows Eve. She was a main character.
oh, was she?
Yeah,
Okay.
they brought her back for that, and I thought that was kind of cool. I forgot that she was in that.
So do we want to go ahead and get into rating it? Rating both of these
Sure.
movies. We got 2 movies to rate this
Yeah,
time.
might as well get into it.
Oh, how long would you guys look for your sibling in the building in the first
Not
one?
that long.
Like before you just either
Especially
A, get
on
pissed
Halloween.
or get worried that something's wrong. And
I
just,
know.
like,
As soon as
leave
I
and
saw
go.
the dead body, like, yep, they're dead. I'm out.
Well, I don't even think I'd go that long. If I'm walk into a building you say you're in, and I say, "Where are you?" Well, you're fucking with me, okay? Well, I'm gonna leave. Eric, I'm calling the cops, okay?
They can come and
You
find
can come
you.
out, or they're coming to get you.
Or I'll be in the car.
Yeah. Like, that's how that would go.
I'm parked
Yeah, I
over
would
here.
Go in there, I'd be like, "Come on, Gavin, let's go."
No, I'd be like, I'll give
And
you
then he texts me. He's
10
like,
minutes. I'm going to be in the car. If you don't show up, I'm going to call the cops.
No, because if he were to text me and say I'm stuck, I'm like, well, you got there somehow.
Especially
No,
after-
I know, I'm talking about
Especially,
the first one.
yeah.
When Victoria's
The
walking
the first
around
one.
all over that
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
building
Especially
trying to
after,
find Tara.
yeah, especially
No,
after.
I'm not looking for you that long.
Especially
No.
after you just heard that there's a serial killer on the loose in the fucking county you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you
Fuck off.
say that, my little if one of Gavin's friends were to text me and be like, "He's sick, come around back," I'd be like, or I'll give you 10 minutes
Or
to get him over
not.
here, and I'm driving away,
Yep.
and you can figure it out.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was all I had. That was just a couple questions.
But in the second one, how long would you look for your sibling in a haunted mansion on Halloween?
Well,
that one was a little bit
that was a little bit different. Yeah.
I feel like
Not only is he just like a 12-year-old boy, but like, yeah, that's a bit of a different situation.
No, I wouldn't stay in there that long. If he were to say I'm
Well,
stuck,
she
I'd be
wasn't
like, well,
there-
I'm calling someone.
she wasn't there that long before shit hit the fan, and she didn't have a choice to just stay and deal
I
with
would have
it.
never gotten out of the car.
I don't know. Her friend like went from caring and supportive to bitch real quick.
Oh,
Yeah, she did.
I was like, damn.
Bitch.
Yeah, she's like, you could have fucked yourself up, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how damn.
You
Yeah.
fucking put
One
me on
minute
it.
she was like,
Yeah, you're the one who put it in my drink.
yeah, she's like, one minute, oh, you need to relax. We're gonna have a good time, blah blah. And then she's taking her home, and instead of I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, or any of those things, she just turned into a bitch.
Why did
Like,
you do
In
that?
3, 2, 1.
That wasn't normal.
Mm-mm.
You know I'm not normal. That's why you brought me out here. What are you talking about? That's
All
why
right.
you drugged me.
Let's get into our, let's go ahead and rate these motherfuckers and see where we stand.
Let's run out this bitch.
So, oh yeah, we're not doing that yet. Let's start with Eric. What do you give Terrifier 1?
Okay, so Terrifier 1, I really enjoyed the practical effects, the gore and stuff like that. The things I didn't like was, like I said, the acting was a little off here and there. Of course, you have newer actors and actresses, but like some of the parts where they were like screaming or they fall down or it just seemed a little off. Like they, weren't.
Like a B movie?
Yeah.
That's a plus for me.
That adds a point.
It just seemed a little off to me the way they were acting. And then like the realistic version of like what he saw in her half, like you would think that she would stop screaming by the time he got down to her stomach because she'd be dead.
Mm-hmm. And she screamed all the way to like her
All the way
lungs,
to her, like,
though. Yeah.
almost to her throat.
Yeah, right.
And then I don't know. Just a lot of off things that I felt could have been better. So I'm coming in at like a 6 on this. For the practical effects was good. The gore was great.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff in it was pretty good. Just like they should have fucking killed him instead of fucking around with him. Why were they?
Right.
One stab, I'll run away. Well, I knocked you down. Now I'm gonna run away. No, fucking kill it. Done. Get the fuck out of there. It's just one
Right.
of those things. So, like I said, I'm going at it with a hard 6.
Okay. Madison, what do you give Terrifier? A salute?
I don't have that.
Solid 10.
That's a solid 10 right there.
I just have a drop down menu. I don't have a salute.
I'm sorry.
You ever seen salute
Emoji.
salute your shorts?
Put an emoji.
Back in the day,
What about the
Put
you know-
an emoji in there.
it won't
Oh.
tally.
I did like the first one. It was good. I didn't understand the ending, obviously, but then I watched the second one, and I guess it made more sense.
And then it made less sense.
Yeah, and then it made less sense.
Started out here, went here.
But
It's a fucking roller coaster ride.
I got whiplash.
the first movie, I I don't know how to explain
Wayne
it.
chopped off the girl's tits
I did-
and her hair and stuff. Like, she'd been dead. Why was she still sitting there, like, moving around and running? Nah.
You think that most of these people would just die from blood loss.
Blood loss and just the shock.
Yeah.
Shock
I'll come in
alone.
with a 6.5.
For Terrifier. All right.
Sorry.
Karen.
You guys are rough.
Well,
Um,
you haven't seen Rough yet.
Okay, so practical effects are on point. I love the theme song, especially
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
both movies. I mean, it's the same. But
Did Dad tell you on the menu thing on the Blu-ray it made a honking sound?
Yeah,
It honks like
Yeah,
honk,
yeah.
honk, honk, and then he hits him like honk.
Honk.
I love that art has like this sense of humor, just as much as it would piss me off if I was a victim. It's funny
Yeah.
to watch.
I will say the second one had more humor than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts is this when he's wearing the sunflower
Yeah.
glasses and
Yeah.
he's just standing there. He just, it's just funny to me.
Like he's trying to impress her.
Yeah,
I
something.
I found it funny whenever the mom did walk in and he was like, "She's still alive."
Yeah, and he's like, yeah. I don't know. So I know that there's faults with the acting, but again, I feel like that plays into the aesthetic. It goes back to the whole 80s. The acting wasn't great in pretty much 90% of the 80s movies, and I think that they did
Yeah,
that
take
kind
Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, for example.
Yeah, I feel like that they did that kind of on purpose. I think they wanted those actors to be over the top. I think that they were directing them in that direction. I think that was the whole point. I also feel like I like the fact that I saw All Hallows Eve, so I knew already that art was supernatural. So I didn't get that surprise at the end when he shot himself. I knew that wasn't the end for him. But I do kind of like that they did have that in there, and it did surprise people. But I do like the fact that he's kind of a supernatural entity, and he's a different kind of supernatural entity than we've seen before. There's no explanation for it either, which I also like. So I'm going a little higher than you guys. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I really like it. I think it's a solid slasher movie, and it's doing something that we've never seen before. This guy has absolutely no morals, no care. He does not care at all. So if I'm just going by Terrifier 1, I'm going 8.
I think for me, I like a lot of what you said, Karen. He's something new, something fresh to the horror genre, and I like that because it's something that we haven't seen a lot of. Like most of your horror movie antagonists have been like, I wouldn't even say they have some remorse, but they hold back sometimes.
There's something.
Yeah. Whereas he doesn't hold back at all. He is ruthless and he does not care. He's not afraid of repercussions or anything like that. He has no weakness as far as we can see, other than this sword now, I guess, in the second one. But aside from that, like, I mean, there's a lot of things to love
That's why I
about
said
it.
if I'm just going by the first one.
Yeah, the first one. So with the first one, like, yeah, he's got, it's gory. The practical effects are awesome. Yeah, the acting sucks, but I think it's meant to be that way. It's supposed to have this like 80s spin on it. You know what I mean? And I get that. I love the lead character, Tara. I think she's great.
I thought she kind of looked like Nev Campbell
Sort of. I thought she was really pretty
in the
though.
first Scream.
Yeah, I thought she was really pretty. I liked her hair and stuff, and I also liked her costume.
Yeah, her costume was
yeah.
badass.
So I really liked her costume, but I also thought she was a smart ass in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that. So, and I liked it. So, hold on. I gotta sneeze. It's coming.
Nev Campbell.
Bless you.
Madison was like,
Who does Nev
Who
Campbell
sees
play
my
in
way?
Scream?
Sydney Prescott.
That's who I thought.
The fuck is wrong with you? Get off my podcast.
I was just making sure.
But anyway,
Mental.
yeah, it's a great movie. I'm not gonna be as hard, but I'm not gonna be as nice as Karen. I'm gonna come in here and I'll give it a 7. A solid 7. I think it's worth that. And it's a good movie for what it is. It had to been good enough for me to buy because I just bought it. So
6.9.
all right.
You were almost dead on.
What?
I said you were almost dead on it.
Yeah. All right. So what do you guys think the critics gave this piece of shit?
This piece of
This
shit.
piece of shit.
I'm gonna say they gave it a 50.
I'm going to go with 35.
35.
The first one?
Yeah.
69.
Karen's going to take this as a 55%. 55%.
They don't like them gory movies.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be lower than that.
So I'm going to give you the. God damn it.
Thought it'd be a little higher than that.
Critics' consensus
Maybe the
is
audience
all
would
about
not
the
know
splashy kills. Terrifier artfully, that's funny. Introduces the unpredictable
I see what they did
massacre mime art, yet fails to carve an entertaining story worthy of his wrath. Who fucking cares about the story? Like, all right. Anyway, what do you guys think about audience?
I'm gonna say
76.
7. Bitch. I'm gonna say 78.
What you guys
70.
think?
Sorry.
76, 78.
I'm going to say 65.
Eric is going to take this one as a 53%. It's
Whoa.
lower than the. Yeah.
Seriously, I thought the horror.
I
people
thought so
would be
too
like-
because people really,
the horror community loves this movie.
loved it. So
You ever been to a
What?
con where Art the Clown was there?
yeah, right.
Like, good luck getting in line.
Yeah, but that's just it though. A lot of horror nuts aren't on Rotten Tomatoes reviewing movies.
That's fair.
Because
So-
they don't care.
They don't.
There's only 1,000 reviews, 1,000+ reviews on here. So
we like as a general idea, we really don't care what you think.
Okay, if you're a horror
Yeah,
fan, get on
we really
Rotten
don't.
Tomatoes.
all right,
Besides
let's.
those Jason and Freddy and Michael Myers people.
No,
know
I
they
really
like-
don't.
No,
I still
no,
don't
no,
care.
I know some of them do like arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Terrifier 2. Let's do this again. Eric, what do you think of Terrifier 2, man?
So, I mean, I really enjoy the gore, the practical effects, the humor that's in this movie, but I really could not get past the paranormal parts, the like the realistic, like the girl should have been dead before by the time he got stabbed in her back. God, just some of the aspects of it, like the warrior princess and stuff. I'm giving it a 3.
Oh, damn.
Really,
Whoa!
Oh my
I
God.
really could not get in.
Didn't like it at all, huh?
Well, at
Fuck.
least you didn't give it a 0.
Yeah, at least he didn't go
I mean,
0.
I'll give
We've
it,
seen
I'll
a
give
0
it some, 'cause
before.
like I said, I enjoyed the practical effects.
Yeah,
I
you had
enjoyed
some
the
things
gore.
that-
I enjoy
yeah.
the humor in it, but the story and the I just could not get behind it at all.
Okay.
For me,
Hey, that's cool, man. All right. Damn. He just slaughtered
I think
that
that's the lowest
motherfucker.
you've ever given a movie.
I think that's the
is.
lowest anybody's. No. Yeah.
no, I
What
think
do
Matt's-
we give Infinity Pool?
I think I gave it a 3.
A 3?
I think
I gave it a
3.
4.
Hold on, I'll look.
Or I might have went higher.
I
Up
think
there,
Matt's
too,
given lower
I don't-
points than
Matt used to be hard on movies though. He
Yeah.
was harsh on movies.
yeah.
He hated a lot of movies.
I think this
I
is
gave it
what
a
he
3.5.
You gave it a 3.5?
Yeah, you gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'm
If I
giving
went
this
back and
a 3.
rewatched that movie though, I think my score would be higher. I think I
Infinity
would
Pool?
appreciate it a little more.
I
yeah.
could not. I can't.
It's a hard movie to get behind, but I think that if we would have went back, if I would go back and rewatch it, I think I'd have given it a
I
higher score.
can't put myself through that torture again.
I don't know that I could either. But Mia Goth, dude, that girl she's gonna be horror royalty.
I don't
yeah,
disagree with
eventually.
you.
Yeah.
But even
Her
horror
voice,
horror
holy
royalty
Yeah.
fucks up every
Right.
now
Well,
and
it's also
then.
got Alexander Skarsgård.
Even Alexander Skarsgård fucks up every
love
now
that
and
dude.
again.
All right, Madison, what do you give Terrifier 2?
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed this movie yesterday. Whenever I watched it, but I was confused, obviously. But like, you guys brought a lot of things to light that I didn't even think about.
No, she's like, fuck that movie. Fuck it in particular.
Like, it's like, and now I know if I go back and watch it again, I'm going to be able to point them out, obviously, because you said them all.
Me and Karen had a
You're
better
gonna be able to go
understanding
back
because
to the
we've
movie
seen
like,
it twice
"Fuck
now.
this movie."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's hard to watch a
And
movie for the first time.
When you
and
brought
like,
it up, like, last week, and you said, 2's probably better, and I was just, like, in my mind going, I don't think so. But I didn't want to
Oh.
say... You know what I mean? Because, like, the first time I watched it, I didn't care for it. But other than the fact that, like, if you've seen the first one, you should watch it. Because
Yeah.
it's definitely got some scenes you should see. But, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
I'll give it a not as low as Eric, because I did enjoy watching the actual movie. Besides the confusing stuff. Which I'm probably not going to be able to stop thinking about and trying to solve. Because, yeah. Anyways, I'll give it a 5.5. I like my points.
5.5. All right. Karen, what do you think of Terrifier 2?
All right. Practical effects, aesthetic. I love that 80s stuff. The music, that whole thing. I'm a sucker for it. Art, definitely. Still with the humor and everything. But I feel like they fucked his character up in this one. They're trying to give him a backstory, which I understand that with sequels you've got to start to do that a little bit. But I really hate it. And I really... If they're going to do it, like, do it right. And I feel like they're going in the wrong direction. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe
There's only
3's
one
going to make it
direction.
better. I don't know. But that little girl just gives me bad vibes. I just feel like
Yeah.
if she's a figment or whatever, like
She
whatever,
could be the downfall of the series.
yeah, whatever they're doing with her, I feel like it's wrong
Yeah.
for art, for him
Mm-hmm.
in particular, because what they've done with him in the first one, I loved everything about it. But in this one, it feels like they're going in the wrong direction with him in particular, which is probably, to me, the biggest downfall. What they've done with the other characters, I could give less of a shit about, because that's not what the series is about. The series
Right.
is Art the Clown,
Yeah.
right? And then the warrior thing, I fucking hated that. I fucking hated that so much. I could just vomit
Strangle.
all over it. It's so dumb. Doesn't fit
Strangle a gerbil.
at all. Yeah, it doesn't fit, like, at all. I mean, the only thing it has going for it is, like, the 80s had a lot of those kind of movies.
Yeah.
But we're not in the 80s anymore, so it really just does not fit at all. Yeah, the acting probably was a little better in this one, which I think was on purpose again. The mom, I really, really liked the mom. I thought that she was very strong.
I thought the mom was a very real aspect
She
of
was
the
a
movie.
very real. She was probably the most real
Yeah.
mom I've ever seen on
Yeah.
TV.
I agree.
She was
You know.
losing
Yeah.
her shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
yeah.
yelling and cussing.
Oh,
and-
the way she talked to those kids
Yeah.
was
Spot on.
chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
perfect.
I wouldn't know, but yeah.
Oh, I would.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, everything else about it's watchable. It's watchable, but it's just not. I just have a bad feeling about where they're taking it, and that scares me because I really, really enjoyed the first one, and I felt like they were going in such a good direction with a character that we'd never seen before, and I had such high hopes, and I just feel like we're going in the wrong direction now, so that makes me sad.
Right, and you've seen downfalls to movies before, haven't you?
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
it just makes me
Like
really
liking the first movie and then the rest.
Oh yeah, it
just-
happens all the time.
yeah. And Art the Clown to me was like such a strong.
Yeah.
He really
No.
did come out of the gate swinging in
Yeah.
the first movie.
Well,
for
I mean,
sure.
like, I watched All Hallows Eve, and then I watched the first one, and, like, seeing him play out in those two things in particular, and how ruthless, like, the dude does not give a fuck,
Mm-mm.
right? And then in the second one, yeah, he doesn't care, but he's got this little girl tagging along now, and I don't. I'm gonna come in at I'm gonna say 4.
Damn, you guys are hard on this one. Okay.
I did not like
No, that's cool. Yeah, it's
most
fine.
of it.
Yeah.
I really couldn't get behind it.
I
It's
think
watchable, though, so I can't.
yeah.
I can get past some things in the movie. I can get, like I said, that's good for one watch for me, but that's it.
And in particular, the reason I'm not going much higher is because I don't know what they're going to do with 3.
Right.
So, like, on one hand, I really hated what they did with it, but on the other hand, I don't know where they're going either.
Yeah.
If the third one comes out and it kind of explains everything, it makes
Yeah.
it better, and you could probably go back to number 2 and be like.
But on the
okay,
other hand, I feel like each movie in the series should be able to stand on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that. So I think for me, I think it's a great movie in some aspects, like the music, the practical effects. I think that the grittiness, the way it's shot, the acting is better than the first. I think that, but my gripes against the movie are that I don't think they fully understand what they're doing with the lore of Art the Clown. Like, I feel like either they're lost or they've got some shit going on that is really confusing. And honestly, they're going to oversaturate the lore of Art. He's a fucking killer clown, dude. Like, it doesn't have to be like.
They don't have to complicate it.
They don't have to complicate it. You really
I wish
don't.
they wouldn't give him that backstory at all. Just,
I mean, it's okay to explain a little bit about him, but it doesn't have to be this like huge, like, oh, gotta have this magical sword and this and that, and he's
to explain Pennywise.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to do all that. Like, it doesn't have to
Rather they
be
just
that
didn't.
complicated.
I'd rather they just didn't.
I mean, even if they did a little bit, like just a little bit, not much, a little bit. Give me a little bit just to make me like, okay, well, this dude.
But
was...
I feel like no matter how they explain it, it's going to be like a letdown.
Maybe, yeah, I agree, but
Dad, you have glitter on your eye.
I'm fucking magical.
This is from his
Pixie
second
dust,
job
bitch.
at the strip
Yeah.
joint.
But why?
I don't know, man. It's probably off of something down here, but
Pixie dust.
yeah, pixie dust. Sorry, I was with a warrior angel earlier.
Yeah, that's the problem I always have with backstories is that no matter how they explain it, it's always a letdown.
Yeah. But that isn't even really my biggest gripe. My biggest gripe is the little girl. The little girl is going to be the thing that I'm not even going to say that she's going to make this series because it's not. The problem is she could break the series. So she could be the downfall to the whole thing because she's already pointless in the second movie. She wasn't even in the first movie. If they had introduced her in the first movie, it'd be like, okay, well, she's just her and it's her and Art. Like, that's how it would be. But Art was already established as this like solo dude in the first one. And then they bring in this girl for the second one. Like, it's not like there's been 4 fucking movies where we're like, okay, we need to put a new element in here.
I just think the worst thing about her is that it insinuates that he has a heart somewhere.
I think the worst thing about her is the way she looks and the fact that she doesn't actually do anything.
It just insinuates something
I
about
know,
Art
but
that is not there.
There's a lot of things about the girl that I don't like, and I don't like the lore aspect to everything. I think it's dumb. But aside from that, though, what you have here, if you take those things away, is a good fucking movie. It's entertaining. It's gory. They give it some plot, but they don't overdo it with the plot. You know, aside from the lore shit, which isn't explained at all. And I'm not going to get too hard on the movie because I'm waiting for the third one. Now, that could change after the third one. But this, as it is, dude, I enjoy this movie. I do. I really do. I like it more than the first one. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining. I love the characters in it. I think they're all entertaining except for the little boy. I think he's a fucking idiot. I don't like his neck. And you're right. I think he tries too hard and he overacts. But the mom was awesome. Like, I thought that she brought this like very real mom like attitude to it. Sienna's amazing. I think she's a great final girl. She's probably one of my favorites now. Also, I think that even her friends add something to it that I love. And of course, Art's awesome. So I'm going to be nicer to this movie than you guys. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I love the movie. I think it's fun. I won't say I love it, but I like it. It's a fun movie. I almost gave it an 8, but I was like, it could be an 8, but the whole lore and the girl, it dropped it for me. I'm like, I can't do it with them. The girl drives me nuts every time. I can't stand her. I think she's a dumb additive, and they could have trimmed this fucking movie down if it wasn't for her.
I think it's going to be a downfall.
I do. Honestly, I do too, but I have high hopes. I'm going to have high hopes for it, and I hope that he brings it back. So
You're
hoping the
insinuating
next
something
one-
with Art
it's
that just
like-
is not there.
right, yeah, exactly. I agree.
Hopes for Saul.
I don't disagree with you at all about that. So
Or it shouldn't be there.
yeah,
I guess.
I just think that she's a dumb element to the movie. So
they've in the first one they brought this character in that's just heartless and completely.
Yeah. And then in the second one, you give him a fucking companion for what?
Yeah. Like he needs it.
Like he doesn't need that. He never came off as they'd be like giving Jason like a mini Jason. Like why? Or Freddy like a little Freddy.
Yeah.
Then why would they need that? They're ruthless on their own. They don't need companions.
So they're gonna have to do some serious work in the third one to really bring me around. I feel like.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I do agree. Like the third one will make or break the entire series for me. So.
Yeah.
Because I can
I
sit.
agree.
I mean, you could sit back and say, "Well, you can set those movies apart," but you can't because they're by the same director and writer.
Well, at the same time, though, they have to stand on their own, and that's the biggest problem with the second one. It doesn't stand on its own.
No, because it's
first one
leading up
does.
to a third one.
Yeah, the first one does, and then the second one comes in, and it makes absolutely no sense unless the third one comes in and explains some shit.
I mean, yeah, the second one leaves it open end, or the first one leaves it open ended, but they also made the movie, I think, with no intention of making another one.
Correct.
So it was just kind of to show, well, he's in, he can't die.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one was left open ended to make you want more for the third.
And they left all this lore out there to
exactly
say, like,
for people to
there's
suck
this little
on until the
girl,
third.
and
Yeah,
there's this and there's a. It doesn't stand on its own, and that's probably my biggest problem with it. Is it should.
yeah, I agree.
But anyway, aggregates 5.
Aggregates 5. All right, kids, let's try to get this one right. Madison, what do you think Terrifier got for
You're asking
critics?
me? You're not just asking in
I thought we
general?
already did Terrifier.
Critics. Terrifier 2.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
I thought we already did
Terrifier.
Terrifier 2.
No.
45.
Okay, Terrifier 2 for critics. I'm going to go. Fuck, I'm going to say 30.
52.
Madison's going to take this. It's actually 85%.
I knew I should have went higher.
They are so fucking stupid.
85%.
Backwards shit.
No shit.
85%.
They look assholes.
I knew they were going to love this because whenever the movie came out, it was getting so much hype. So much hype. Whenever it came out last year. I think it was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 22. Yeah, last year. Yeah, it got so much hype last year. All right. Well, what about audience?
That's just a popularity train. People
Oh,
jump
for
on.
sure,
Fucking
yeah.
bloody hell.
53.
75.
Audience, they're sheeple now, so I'm going to go 83.
83. Karen's going to take this barely. It is an 80% audience.
Really? Come on,
Come
man.
on. Come on. If the critics are doing that, and based on how the
That's why
first
he said
one went,
75.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is one
we're
of those
gonna have
things.
a bunch
yeah.
of fucking assholes on here going, it's so good.
Yeah,
You
I
probably
agree.
never even fucking seen the movie.
Okay, Terrifier
No.
2 outdoes the original in every way, which makes it bad news for the squeamish, but a bloody good time for genre enthusiasts.
Oh, suck my
Audience says hardcore slasher fans may wonder why Terrifier 2's gore was so heavy hyped. But they'll also enjoy the old school horror in Art the Clown's second act. So there you go. I'm not going to do any negative reviews or anything because we're getting close to that
Crunch
time
time.
and we still have trivia. So
2 movies.
let's go ahead and do the trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Trivia's not bad.
Trivia's not bad.
David Howard Thornton was the 6th person who auditioned for Art the Clown. During the audition, he began miming tasting his beheaded victim's blood, but then added salt to it to improve its flavor. This is what won him the role. He also has previous mime experience, which he also utilized in the performance. If you couldn't.
That is one of my favorite things about Art is he does not make a sound. He doesn't, even whenever he takes hits,
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't make squeamish noises or anything. He's silent,
doesn't have a
completely
voice
silent.
box.
Mhm.
Well, well, he is a clown, but he's also a mime.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't have a voice box.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe his voice is something terrible that nobody wants to hear anyway. That'd be something cool to add. Later on, like, make him make one sound and it's like something so terrible.
Yeah, like he just, that's the only noise he can make.
Yeah, like a fucking screeching, like a banshee or some shit.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? The jack-o'-lantern shown in the pizza parlor is CGI. Director Damien Leon said he wanted the scene to have more of a Halloween feel to it, so he added it in post-production.
Yeah, I knew that.
David Howard Thornton describes Art as an evil Mr. Bean. Hilarious.
An evil
It's true.
Mr. Bean
It's true.
is very true. You're right.
Yeah.
He was also inspired by other silent and physical actors such as Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Lon Chaney, Doug Jones, and Jim Carrey. I can see all of those performances. Now that he said,
Especially
it, like,
Bean. Mr. Bean is like a big one.
yeah, because he was
and I guess Charlie Chaplin.
Well, and Mr. Bean was kind of a dick too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
remember the one where he's like in a hospital and like the dude's like wearing a full body cast
And he's laughing.
he's showing off that he can move. Like he's showing off that he can move his legs and his arms, you know. And it's like, what a dick.
Yeah, that's Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's hilarious though.
Yeah, he is.
David being the fucking Art the Clown, that'd be fucked up.
Who would win? Anyway,
Bean.
Rap battle, epic rap battle.
Bean.
I mean, well, they couldn't even do it.
They just be standing there going, Mr. Bean every
Just
now
making a
and
bunch of noises and stuff, like
But
not
Mr.
even
Bean-
noises, like
every now and again he'd go, because that's the only thing Mr. Bean would do is. David Howard Thornton, while on a break during filming, spotted two women arguing in the street. He decided to wave at them in full makeup and costume as Art the Clown to freak them out. That's pretty funny.
maybe we should. You know, you can actually suggest the
The guy
epic
who
rap
played
battle.
Yeah,
You can give them.
He's seen two girls on the street,
You can give
and they
them
were arguing.
suggestions.
and so he was in
Really?
full makeup, and he was like, yeah.
Yeah, you can give epic rap battle. You can throw them suggestions. We should just suggest Art the Clown and Mr. Bean.
Let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell are we supposed to do with that?
That would be pretty funny if they did figure out a way to do it.
It would be funny, yeah.
Yeah. During the tunnel scene with the cat lady where Art the Clown is holding her doll, Emily, David Howard Thornton found her performance so emotionally impactful it caused him to cry.
Whose?
The cat lady, when she's like begging
Oh.
for her baby, like it made him emotional.
He must have kids.
Probably. I don't know. David Howard Thornton's favorite fictional character is the Joker, and he hopes to one day portray him. When asked during an interview in April 2023 if there were any criticisms of this film that surprised him, and I'm surprised by this too, director Damien Leone said, "I get constantly accused of being misogynistic. Of course, today it's inevitable. What really shocked me was being called transphobic based on the scene where Art skins and wears the woman. It makes me laugh because it couldn't be any further away from what I am. Raised by all women and everything. It's so funny to me. I think I'm just so comfortable tackling sexual violence because I was raised by all women that I don't think about those things when I'm doing it. I don't think I'm offending. I'm not trying to offend, so there's really nothing I'm not afraid to show."
People are sensitive, though.
I mean, I'm a woman and I watch this
Right.
stuff and I
Nowadays.
didn't think twice about it. I didn't.
Right. Neither did I. People are just sensitive.
I've got a penis and I didn't care.
Yes, I mean, I just didn't. I don't care.
You got a little aroused, don't lie.
Huh?
So you got a little aroused, don't lie.
it did something for you.
Did a little something for me, you know what I mean?
Oh, he's not denying. Someone switch seats with me right now.
There is a heavily edited version on YouTube which removes the graphic violence and gore as well as the nudity. So it's probably like 5 minutes long.
I was gonna say it's not good.
No, it's probably like 5 minutes long. It's just the credits. The Craven Halloween store advertised on the radio was named after horror director Wes Craven. The full body mold for the hacksaw scene was being created. Actress Catherine Corcoran became trapped for over an hour in the mold. This was due to her removing too much of the separation agent, and it almost landed her in the ER. While looking for original horror scenes that had never been done on film before, director and special effects creator Damien Leone read books about medieval forms of torture for inspiration. This eventually led to this death scene, where Dawn is literally sawed in half. David Howard Thornton had lived a moment of Art the Clown flipping off Victoria after she stabs his foot with the nail railroad spike.
That shit was funny.
That
Yeah.
was funny as fuck.
So this actually made the whole crew and everybody laugh so much that Victoria is actually supposed to like be against a wall in that scene, and she has nowhere to go after she stabs him, and she's supposed to be stuck in that scene with him. But there was so much laughter and things happening on set, and he wanted to keep the flipping off that he had to actually
cut that scene.
change it so that she gets away, because there was no way to edit it in a way that
Right.
they could cut all of it. So I thought that was hilarious. It was not technically part of the film, and so she had to be actually digitally removed
Oh, really?
from the set, from that part, so that they could keep it that
Probably
way.
took up a good chunk of the budget.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. But I mean, it's worth it because it's
Right.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it's
And
definitely
it's
good.
so art, you know. Like
Yeah.
she gets him, and he's like, "Oh, you bitch. You know?
Fuck her.
At the beginning of the film, in Monica's dressing room, there is a sign which reads, "The end is just a new beginning." This foreshadows the ending reveal that this first scene, in fact, takes place after all the other events depicted in the film, and that the unnamed deformed girl being interviewed is the final girl, Victoria. In All Hallows Eve, it was made clear that Art the Clown was supernatural, not just a human in a clown suit. It is not clear in this film until the end that Art has some new supernatural presence. And here we are for the second one. David Howard Thornton, who plays Silent Art the Clown, performed the voiceover for the Art Krispies cereal commercial during the dream sequence. As Lauren Lavera is trained in martial arts, she did most of her own stunts in the movie. Stephen King shouted out the film on Twitter saying, "Terrifier 2, grossing you out, old school." While originally planned for a limited theatrical release for a single weekend, the movie reached top 10 at the box office on multiple weekends.
It's crazy, man.
I know.
That's such a lesser known movie.
And it
did that.
It's rare for horror movies to hatch, get that kind of reaction.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, and especially for one with that much gore. And
yeah.
I will give it that.
I think that was one of them instances where, like, man, you got to go see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's just, I don't know. It's not as good as the first one, and it just makes me sad that probably a lot of people saw the second one that haven't seen the first one.
It's a good possibility.
You know? Its theatrical run lasted well past Halloween, and the film domestically grossed over $10 million on a $250,000 budget. I want that kind of a payday.
Yeah.
When in full makeup, as the heinously disfigured Victoria, Samantha Scafidi was almost completely blind. There was one small hole in the fake right eye that she could see through during filming. Between shots, this eye could be removed. The movie was a completely independently made production. Money was raised through several sources without the aid of a studio, and Damien Leone created all the special effects himself in order to cut costs. He was able to be uncompromising in his depiction of violence and gore because there was no studio making demands or insisting on cuts. Damien Leone has denied any allegations of misogyny that he got after making Terrifier. Raised by women who taught him to love horror movies, he spent a lot of time investing in the character of Sienna for Terrifier 2, because he wants the audience to root for her, not for Art the Clown. However, I was rooting more for Art just because... Never mind. However, he also stated the audience often subconsciously identifies with the killer, and that it's virtually impossible to create someone in the 2020s that doesn't offend anyone. I agree with that. But I will say, I did not root for Art in the first one at all. Like, I was pissed at him. Like, dude, like, as if I was the victim, I'd be pissed. Like, you're not going to fucking take me down. You're too fucking silly. You know? And then the second one, I was rooting for him because it's like, fucking warrior woman? Come on. I don't know. Anyway. The Little Pale Girl was originally going to be more of an Italian horror-inspired girl wearing a sundress with flowers. However, after the success of Terrifier, Damien Leone saw pictures pop up of people dressing up as Art the Clown for Halloween, including several women and little girls. He knew he had to do something with this, so the girl was redesigned as a small version of Art. While the film's effects...
no sense.
I know. While the film's effects are 99%, it doesn't make any sense even if she was like just a regular little girl. Why is she there?
Yeah.
Why does he need a companion at all?
Unless you said it in his lore where it was like, well, because it was his first victim, he's haunted by his own first victim.
But he wouldn't be.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand.
Even if it doesn't make any sense whether he would be human or not, he has no soul. He gives no shits.
We need our movie theorists up in here.
We are movie
like
theorists.
Game theorists.
That's
movie
me.
Theorists. Oh.
Like, seriously, it doesn't make any sense for his character at all. Whether he was human or not. Because based on the character in the first one, that makes no sense for him. While the film's effects are 99% practical, Leon did use digital effects in certain scenes. When Ricky gets killed, Leon had the actor's face digitally put onto a fake head. This was done to show the eyeball opening and closing and the face twitches. The other kill was in the bedroom kill scene. Leon digitally put the actress's real eyeball on the dummy, so when she wakes up, the eye opens. Art the Clown was originally going to be seen smoking one of Brooke's cigarettes after he killed her in a way similar to how some people might smoke a cigarette after having sex. This was the only reason why Brooke was made to be a smoker. Damien Leone stated that the most complex kill scene to shoot was the alley kill scene in the bedroom. They were shooting the scene for 2 days when COVID-19 pandemic hit and all the filming had to be temporarily halted. Leon used that time to redesign the kill and prepare the special effects for when they could resume shooting again. All the previously shot material was scrapped, and the new scene was shot over 2 weeks. Leon credits Casey Hartnett for relentlessly screaming throughout the long shoot, which really sold the horror. In the ending scene where Allie's mother discovers Art mutilating Allie's body, Leon built a life-size animatronic dummy of her. The whole room was a built set, while operators used rods under the bed and behind the wall to move the dummy. He used rubber gloves with tubing in her chest to make her appear to be breathing. When David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, saw the realistic dummy come to life for the first time, he said that it scared him so much, he soiled himself.
He did not.
He did. He did. And that's it.
What a wuss.
For a guy who plays somebody who plays with dead animal carcasses and shit.
He didn't like that. Playing with because
Dead
they were
possum.
slimy and
Yeah.
he didn't like it at all.
Huh.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. So we're back to pulling from the box then? Is that what we're doing?
Unless
I
you
thought-
guys want to do Critters too.
So we're not going to do the 5 minutes thing or...
I want to do the 5 nights thing, but I was going to make it like a bonus thing.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys want to do the 5 nights thing, or do you want to do like make it a bonus thing, like
You just
after
say
we
for
watch
now.
it?
You don't have to say for that.
We can do that. We can do a bonus.
Just make it a bonus, make it fun. Doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see what we're doing next week, guys. What do you think? Man, it's been a while. Is it dusty?
There's a spider.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't scare me. The Fly.
Another horror movie. We're not doing it. Put it
Oh,
back.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. You don't
I know.
95% of the
I don't
shit
I know,
you asked for,
right?
so
I'm not
what do
too-
you want me to do about
Yeah,
it?
I'm
right.
not too thrilled of The Fly. Put it back.
Is it horror?
Put it back.
Yes.
Put it back.
95% of the shit in here is...
Sorry, guys. We've just done like 5 horror movies back to back. We're about to
We
do
want
a
comedy.
6th. We want a
us a
comedy or
comedy.
something upbeat. Holy fuck. Are you serious?
Yes.
You better.
Dad, we're horror fanatics.
If this isn't a horror movie, I'm picking.
I got
Same
Let me
it.
get it,
fucking
let me
one.
get it.
Well, you want to put that one back.
I got one.
Came out.
I'll just do it off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Twins.
Okay.
It's a comedy.
Hey, one of them fell out over there towards you.
I was going to say Robin Hood Men in Tights if you guys didn't think.
Twins.
It's in there.
It's an 80s movie, and it's got fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. You can't get more comical than that.
Where's the
God.
clank? Karen?
You could with Throw Mama from the Train. That's Billy Crystal.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So next week we're gonna do Twins.
It's not streaming anywhere that I have, but we have. Nope, it's not streaming anywhere. It's either rent or buy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
you heard it right here, people. If you want
You
to
can
watch
rent
it,
it on Amazon for $3.79.
You know, that's all right because I'm sure Kendra would watch it with me because she's been wanting. She likes that movie.
I have not
I've
seen
only
this
seen
movie.
it like I think I've only seen it like once.
I think I've only seen it once, and it's been like years.
Yeah.
Like years.
I think I
I was
was a
like a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, I think I was a kid.
Kendra loves just about anything that has Danny DeVito in it.
Who doesn't?
Right.
So this movie is made in 1988. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito. I don't know who else. Some other people. Danny
Some
DeVito,
other people.
Callie Preston, Chloe
Oh, yeah,
Webb,
she's in that.
Bonnie Bartlett,
What's it about?
Marshall Bell, Trey Wilson, and a bunch of other fucking people. Here, I'll give you a quick plot synopsis for all of you that don't know what we're talking about. Julius and Vincent Benedict are the results of an experiment that would allow for the perfect child. Julius was planned and grows to athletic proportions. Vincent is an accident and is somewhat smaller in stature. Vincent is placed in an orphanage while Julius is taken to a South Seas island and raised by philosophers. Vincent becomes the ultimate low life and is about to be killed by loan sharks. Wow.
Is that Danny DeVito?
They make it sound really depressing, but it's actually a great comedy. It's a good comedy movie. So anyway,
Love
next week we're doing
sharks.
Twins because we're done with horror movies for at least a week or two. We're probably also going to give you a bonus episode this weekend. We will be doing probably Friday. You'll probably see it posted Saturday. we're going to do we're not going to do a full 2-hour episode, but we're going to do a small bonus episode for Five Nights at Freddy's. So that releases Friday, and we're all going to have a watch party and out in my backyard with a projector, which should be fun.
We should do a hot tub review.
A hot tub review. We should. That should be fucking funny, dude. We get a lot of views then.
Mai Tais.
Look at these titties, baby.
Put some bubbles in there.
Fuck yeah, I'd wear a bikini and everything, like a 2-piece.
Oh
Get
my
you those
God.
coconut-
Hey, what up,
Hey,
guys?
get you those coconut toppers.
Yeah, them
Oh,
coconut
That would be
toppers.
hilarious.
Fucking hilarious, dude. So we're gonna give you a little bonus episode. I think we probably won't do a full 2-hour. Probably do like an hour-long podcast, just the movie. We're not gonna do any trivia or anything crazy on it. We just want to enjoy the movie, and we're gonna talk about it and give it our rating, and we'll go from there. I don't even think Rotten Tomatoes will even have a solid rating on Friday. You know what I mean?
Friday
So-
is when it releases.
Yeah, it
So-
releases Friday, so it'll literally just be us talking about the movie, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then give it our own reviews, and that'll be about that.
Wait, are we doing the movie? Are we reviewing it? When are we recording?
Friday after the movie.
At
Yeah.
night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
it's fresh.
Might have a few beers.
Okay.
yeah, we might have a few drinks in us.
You guys
Not making
can
any
have a few
promises.
drinks in you.
So, let's
So,
talk about
let me
Five
talk about
Nights
Matthew
at
Lillard.
Freddy's.
I'll be the designated driver.
They
That's
did.
legal now.
They did good
So
for a
you're gonna
movie.
have to come pick me up from my house and take me back. 'Cause-
Mhm.
Okay. Oh no, should I trust this?
I don't have work, so
She's
Hey.
licensed
Hey.
and insured.
I am licensed.
So
And
you're gonna
insured.
pick Karen up and then come to my house, pick me up, and then we'll. Okay, we got.
Hey!
You gotta send me your address.
Jeremiah's coming too, isn't he?
As far as I know, yeah.
Well, then hell yeah. See now you
Wait,
got.
who's all coming? Who all from your house is coming?
Jeremiah and me and probably Jack. Well, yeah,
Three.
Jack, because he wants to watch
just
it.
me.
Just you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Kendra's
3
not.
people in the back, 1 in the front.
Whoop whoop.
Jeremiah's like, wait, I can drink?
Yeah.
I don't have to be the DD?
Huh? I don't have to DD.
Just send me your addresses. I'll pick you up.
But
Awesome.
anyway,
You pick
so
her up, she'll tell you where I'm at.
Yeah, I can get you.
Okay.
Yeah. You know where my house is at.
Okay.
so.
I'll be honest with you, I'm really relieved that the Halloween season is over. Like with picking movies and stuff. I don't miss that at all, us picking movies.
No, I don't either.
I don't miss
If I'm
I love
honest.
pulling random movies.
Yeah.
I don't miss it at all.
No pressure at all.
Yeah,
Technically,
none.
We still pick movies, but we're not on the spot.
Yeah, right. We're not on the spot trying to think of a good movie to do, and I like pulling them from the box, man. It's so much easier.
Mhm.
It just feels better. Like whatever you like. Obviously, we didn't choose a horror movie this time because we're about to do our 6th one. But like, I just don't want to do any more for now. At least for a couple weeks, man. Give us some comedies or something to go with.
Thanksgiving would be a good one for
couple weeks,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, a couple weeks and you get Thanksgiving.
Or we can just do Dutch.
Thanksgiving 3.
I just watched Dutch.
Skip Thanksgiving. Go to Thanksgiving 3.
Nah,
I think we
watch
should
the
just.
first one.
I think we should just watch the second one.
Yeah, we could.
Review it, and that's a review. Bye. All right, till next week, peeps, or actually Saturday. Whenever I should have it posted Saturday, I would think so. At some
If
point,
we're doing it on
I'm not giving
Saturday.
anybody
You'll
any
see us
specific
soon.
time. You might get
Saturday,
it by Saturday.
Sunday,
We'll see how I
Monday.
feel after
Whatever we do.
whatever we do.
Mai
How much we
Tais.
drink, yeah. After we tie some on, I don't know. We'll see. But
You're gonna get a lot of these looks. Like
yeah.
that's cool.
This one's
What
a
do you-
special one for Madison because she's been
I need to get some
aching for this one.
I'm excited.
All right,
I've been waiting for it since I was like 10 years old,
all 6 years,
9 years old.
7 years.
No, I'm excited.
She gonna
It better
hear
be
us
good. If
talking
it's not
about,
good,
like,
then I'm
what-
literally-
Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
All right, till next week, peeps. You guys have yourself a fine Halloween. As a matter of fact, you guys have fun for Halloween and be safe.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.